Yo, guys, it's the kid, 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 it's the kid. We are here, we are here, we are here. So, welcome you guys to this Sunday show, which happens every weekly, every single Sunday. We roll in with this beautiful, lovely Sunday hangout with guys who we've known to grow and love over the past few flipping years, man. So it's Sunday hangout, Sunday hangout. And I just thought, what I thought would be interesting. I think someone may have mentioned this. So, this was a pretty good one. We'll try and go through some news, some general stuff. But the main topic for the hangout tonight is going to be the worst transfers in history. So I have asked the guys to go do a list of the top 5 worst transfers in history. And what we're going to be doing is some of it similar to how we do the top 10 show with me and my machine on my half up sort is everyone will say their 5, everyone will then say their 4, everyone will say their 3, everyone will say their 2, then we'll then do a 1. So one by one, and then we'll then dissect each of the picks that we give for each position. So obviously we're still waiting for some guys to come. So before those guys come, there are a few things for us to talk about. So I just thought this was an interesting one that I saw on the news. Saul Niguez, he Atletico Madrid player, obviously the guy that scored one of the crucial goals against Liverpool in the first leg. So he posted something that said, I will announce my club in the next few days. Now, obviously, Colchoneros, who is our resident, Colchoneros, who is obviously our resident Atletico Madrid president, says, well, he's not going to be moving to any club. He's not going to be moving to any club that this is just like a serious project that he's going to be working on and so forth. And I'm like, well, who knows? But just for the sake of it and just for our excitement, if he was to move to a club, and to leave Atletico Madrid. So if he was to move to a club, which club do you think that he would go to? Which is the club that you think he would go to? So let me come first to Hazem. So if he was to move to a club, which club do you think he would go to?
Oh, Saúl. Oh my God, Saúl is such a good player, man. And I think he could fit in so many clubs because he's so versatile. He's played on the wing. He's played in the center, deep position, and more advanced as well. So I think he can actually play in any club, but for the clubs that I see that can go for him, I think definitely PSG. PSG will definitely be targeting Saul because they've been searching for a midfielder for a long time.
But don't PSG have Verratti, Marquinhos? They have what's it
Yeah,
called?
but Verratti
They go from Everton.
no, but look, if you look at their midfield, they're the reason why they're searching for a creative midfielder is Verratti is deep lying midfielder and he's their only creative source basically because the Marquinhos and Gueye from Everton, they are destroyers or box to box, more focused on the defensive aspect, and they want a flair player in the midfield who can create passes, who can dribble. That's why they're targeting so many attacking midfielders or center midfielders that have flair. So I think PSG, and I think Saul would do really well with PSG. Yeah, so I think PSG and who else?
I mean, a lot of people have the same Man United because he apparently follows some Man United players.
Yeah, but why would he go to Man United? I don't understand. But I understand it's a big club and they can pay him. They can pay his salary. But is he really gonna want to go to United after he saw what happened to all the players that went from La Liga? Di Maria, what happened to him?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we'll speak more about these transfer flops.
No. All right. So, Gatlock, what about you? So, where do you think Saúl may go if he was to move to a club?
Yeah, look, I don't really think Man United is actually a bad shout because of the way they play. Its always style is similar to Simeone, so I can see him probably going there. I don't know if how effective he'll be, but look, I think him being there will not be that bad. He can assist Fernandez and maybe Pogba if he stays there. I can see
Oh my
him
God.
going to I don't know which attacking team this dude can go to because I mean he plays for
He's not really
Atletico,
an
but
attack-minded player. That's the thing.
exactly that's the thing. Maybe Juventus, yeah, that's actually a good place to go.
Oh,
Um,
Yeah.
Maybe he can swap out for Pjanic. He can be the main dude there in Juventus. That would be a very, very good place for him to go.
City, that's
Except
almost
for
City.
City, nah. Look, Pep said it will never suit Saúl, man. I'm sorry. Okay, he will never suit. He to me is like the left-footed variety, except the fact that Saúl is actually clutch and variety is. Well, I don't need to go through that. So look, he has options for him. He's actually a very good player, but I hope he doesn't carry his bitch mentality from Atletico to wherever he goes to, because he ain't gonna thrive and goes to a big team, man.
Relax.
Man, it's the truth, man. Look at what happened to Griezmann. Like, nah, I'm sorry. And even Rodri, like, he needs to remove that bitch mentality if he's gonna go to a big club.
Look, Gatlock, relax, man. Relax.
No, but what's wrong with Saul's mentality? Like, I don't remember him having any problems.
Anybody in Atletico has the bitch mentality. Trust me.
Oh my god.
No. See, for me, I think Griezmann is a special case who has that kind of mentality. But I think beyond Griezmann, I think it's unfair to say any of these other dudes have that.
Wait, what about Godin? Doesn't he want to go back to Atletico right now?
No, but come on, bro. He's a great defender.
He's been doing okay at Inter Milan. To be fair, he's been doing pretty okay at Inter Milan. I mean, let's
he's been okay. He's been decent.
Right. Okay, so what's it called? All right, FG. Where do you think he would go if he was to move? This is just us spitballing. If he was to move to a club, where would he go?
Inter. I mean, Simeone, Conte, same exact managers. That would be his best on. That club would suit him perfectly. Second tier club, always finishing second place like Atletico. They'll do the same job. And plus, let's say he goes to Inter, for instance, and Simeone somehow gets stacked. Simeone is going to Inter because Simeone has close relationships with Inter. He used to play there.
Bro, they have Conte, man. Come on.
Bro, Conte is not lasting.
No. He's getting paid too much. He's getting paid way too much money at Atletico. I think he's got he's the
highest
paid managers in the world.
Yeah, he's the highest paid.
Number one.
But look, Conte's already complaining about the players he has. And there's no way Conte's lasting 2 more seasons of the Inter. He's getting sacked
too. Right, man. He's right. The players are not at the same level as Juventus. Come on.
Yeah, but if he's gonna keep complaining and not win a trophy for Inter, he's gonna get sacked. So I can see someone like Simeone, if he ever does get sacked by Atletico, him and Saúl going to Inter. So yeah, I think that's a perfect spot for him. Other than that, I don't see Saúl fitting in any other team, to be honest.
Okay. Gatlock. What about you? Where do you think Saúl would go if he moves?
I just talked about this, bro.
No, sorry. Muntaha.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
bro, when I see Saúl, right?
That's what.
Man, I told you you were high, bro.
No. Guys, it's been a very long day for me, man. It's been a very long day. So
Abdullahi, episode 3.
Look, relax, chill. All right, Montal, where do you think Holmes will land?
For me, bro, I mean, when I see him as an overall player, his best position, I believe, is box to box, and center midfielder, box to box, not left midfielder. And his energetic, his not as skillful as Pogba, not as technical as Pogba, but he is a really good box to box and clutch player as well. Good at the set pieces. I mean, the headers, everything clutch, and that guy's such a I shouldn't say dependent on system, but that guy's for me is a system player. Ultimately, if I see overall Saúl,
basically you're saying he's a system merchant.
Not exactly. Yeah. I'm a kind of system merchant because I'll tell you, he's versatile. Don't get me wrong. He's versatile in Atleti. He plays even DM, holding midfielder, even left back. This season he played as well. So I mean, he's versatile, but he's more into system. You need, what to get the best out of Saúl, you need a system. So I believe the best system in world football right now, and the player I think is Liverpool. If he joins Liverpool, I mean, replacing Endo, so that would be the perfect move for Saúl and for Liverpool as well. He's technical. Again, I'm saying he's not as technical as Pogba, but it's technical. What Liverpool have, he is high pressing player. He is energetic. I mean, that guy is 24 years old, something like that. So, and I mean, he's tall as well, so like aerial abilities as well. I mean, he can do defensive workload as well. So, yeah, man, I think that player is perfect for Liverpool. So, yeah, but I don't think so. He will leave. Yeah. I mean, and the guys, through ball, long balls are like pretty spot on. So, yeah, definitely.
Ooh.
Okay. What's it called? Red.
Yo, where's Saul going?
So Saul said that he's moving to a club now.
Yeah.
This I think
United.
A different
He's
deal.
going to United.
If he was to move to a club, which club do you think he would go to?
He's going to United. He scored versus Liverpool. United are going to go all out for him. That's what's going to happen. He's going to either United or what FG said, Inter. He seems like an Inter signing because Inter seem to they're incapable of signing top talent, so they'll sign has-beens pretty much and pretty much try to max them out. Yeah. That's what Inter's been doing.
Come on, bro. He's a top player.
Bro. No, Saúl. No, he's a great player. I'm not saying he's not.
He's
great.
not
He's just not
world-class.
exactly.
What?
He's just he's like that second tier of man. Come on, man. Nobody is saying Saúl top 5 midfielder, Saúl top 10 midfielder. Nobody says that, man. He's a great player. He's a reliable player. He's just not up there.
I wouldn't say he's great. He's doable.
He's good. He's good. He's useful.
He's a guy you would love to have on the bench.
Exactly. He's a very useful player.
Come on, that was too much.
No, he has his moments. Any player will have 1 or 2, maybe 3 moments in their career where they do something unreal. It's not about that. So let's say, for example, when you talk about like the elite midfielders, when you talk about like Toni Kroos, KDB, Paul Pogba, you're talking about like Luka Modric. They're on a different class than Saúl. Like, come on, like we.
No, but red. But you're forgetting one thing. This guy could be productive for the right team, So
no, absolutely, no. He's an asset for any team that gets him. He's not a bad player by any means. He's a proven player. He's played hundreds of minutes in the Champions League. He's won La Liga. He's played in finals. He's experienced. He's not like a nothing player. He's a valuable asset. It's just that he's just not elite. He's gonna go. There's not money. Like he can't go up from Atletico. Anywhere he goes is either below or on par. That's it. Which both Inter and Manchester United are below Atletico at the moment because Atletico contend for every trophy. Inter and Manchester United, maybe Inter, but like they're still not there yet. So I think I personally believe, like my opinion, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, he's going to United. I'm 100% sure. As soon as he scored versus Liverpool and all that stuff, they're like, this is a good sign that the fans will like and what he's going to United. And plus, United need midfielders, and I think he'd be quality for United as well because they're probably going to looking to get rid of Matic soon. So that's my opinion. If not United,
they already. No, but they already have Bruno Fernandes and Pogba. I don't think Saul Niguez is really a priority for Man United personally.
How long will Pogba actually stay, man?
I mean that's the thing. Like if Pogba might be on his way out, like that's the thing. Is like Pogba might be if maybe Pogba might be out. If not this year, next year. Pogba's not saying
it has to be this year, bro, because I think it's
okay. So
next year.
Okay. Look, let's roll. Look, Saul, good, thank you, but I don't think we care too much about what's really happening there. Now this is what you've all been waiting for. I love top tens or top fives and so forth, and I thought that was a really good one. So just to reiterate, we are going to be doing the top 5 worst transfers of all time. And you guys, so what I did for the people is that I said, everyone, so just to explain for the guys in here, so you now have a 5, because I told you guys this about an hour or 2 ago. You have your 5 from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's going to happen is we will do round the table for each position. So I name my 5, Hazard names his 5, Montana names his 5, FG names his 5, Carroll names his 5, Red names his 5. Then we'll do the same for 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And then we'll have a little discussion for each one. So just be clear, you all have your 5.
Like the number 5, or we name all 5?
Number 5.
As in, do you have your list of the transfers from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
HH, I have 6 and like 3 honorable mentions.
Yeah, me too.
Look, I have the
Bro, no,
there's too many. Okay,
look. You now have time Just make sure you have your 5. You can do honorable mentions afterwards. Just make sure you have your 5. Bran, relax. Relax. Just chill.
Oh
Chill.
my god.
Oh,
Just
he's in
chill.
my list. Don't
Just
worry,
chill.
Brandon.
Just
Don't worry.
just chill. Relax. Okay. So please, I know I crack jokes, but please just chill. So look, you know what? Let me set things off. So this dude has one of the most shocking records I think that you will ever see in any player. It is an absolutely shocking record of what he has. So I said, you know what? Based on the games he played and his output, it is absolutely disgraceful what this guy did. So let me just put up the right banner. So this is H's number 5 of the 5th worst transfer of all time. Let me just load it up. And sorry, guys, bear with me. Just bear with me 1 second. Now, when I read this guy's transfer thing, you will laugh your face. My 5th, Jose Altidore. Now, you guys may say, whoa, what the heck? Jose Altidore. Jose Altidore's transfer from AZ in Holland to Sunderland. Let me just get your eyes to feast your eyes on this. Please just look at his record for Sunderland. I beg you. Look at this dude's record for Sunderland FC.
Are we being stats merchants now?
Godlock.
Oh, when it's Hazard, we don't look at goals and assists, but now we have to look at goals all of a sudden. Oh my god. No, but HH, bro, don't forget the eye test, bro. Altidore, man, from the eye test, he's unbelievable.
So I think that just based on that stats, 42 games and 1 G, I think that's phenomenal. That is phenomenal brickery. And trust me, guys, it's going to get worse, because see, the reason why he's a 5 for me is he wasn't really a great player. He wasn't really that amazing player, because part of my reasoning is the quality of the player and how much was spent as well. So not a lot was spent. Wasn't a high profile move, not a high profile player, but just by the very fact of you saw what he did for AZ. 39 Gs, 67 appearances at AZ. Really good wrap up by the way. And now he moves to Sunderland. 42 games. 42 games. Yeah. 1 goal. 1 G.
But how many of that was off the bench, though?
Wait, what do you mean? What?
How many of those appearances were off the bench? Because these guys just say appearances, they don't actually see which one will start.
No, true. No, but still, because I remember when he was at Sunderland, and he was most of the time he was the starting striker. So for me, I just think just based on just that output of how you are a no-show, and you're a striker. This has to be for me, rank in as my number 5 man. So that's my number 5. So we're now going to go over to Hazard. So Hazard, give us your number 5 now.
All right, my number 5 is. This is between a couple of people. It was between. Oh, by the way, first of all, my criteria is who's the biggest flop, who had the biggest expectations of a transfer, and then it was just a complete flop based off that. Either based off price or expectations. So my number 5 was Falcao to United, and this was competing with Robinho to City, and but I had to give it an edge to Falcao to United, because my goodness, like Falcao, this guy at Atletico Madrid, he was literally at a point he was the best striker in the world, I'm sure, because when this guy played, he literally scored every single type of goal, and he scored in the Champions League. I remember the game in the Champions League against Milan.
Wait, Mo says that it was a loan.
Yeah, but it's still a transfer. Come on, bro. Like,
Well, no, you know what? Loan still counts. Loan
Yeah,
still counts. Loan still counts.
like everyone expected this loan to continue into a longer career at United because everyone knew Falcao was a huge player and everyone literally wanted Falcao, and everyone was surprised United got Falcao, and then when he joined United, oh my goodness, this guy, bro, it was painful to watch him play. Like, I don't remember his exact stats, but this guy, whenever he played, he was struggling to find positioning. He suddenly he became slow, and he was hardly scoring at all. And my goodness, bro, like the downgrade from Atletico's level to United was so bad.
But was this after his knee injury?
Yeah, I think he had an injury, yeah, but still it counts because he was still expected to have a great season. But come on, bro, injuries are going to be included in this category, unfortunately, because if you have a big transfer and injuries occur, unfortunately, it's still a big flop and it's a horrible transfer. So, yeah, bro, Falcao is my number 5.
Okay, all right, that's fair. All right, so Gatlock, who is your number 5?
Yeah, you said transfer, so I don't know if this is based on players, but I have a manager here for this one.
What? Gatlock. I mean, you see, why? There's always one guy who's trying to be clever. There's one guy who's trying to be clever.
Oh my God.
Look, the players ones are going to be taken by everybody, so I just figured I might as well.
Okay, so who's your number 5?
Now, don't get me wrong. I just feel this one is a bit complicated. Pep to Bayern.
Ooh.
Now,
What? Wait, Pep to Bayern.
Pep to Bayern. Oh
yes.
my God.
Wait, that's a big reach. That's a big reach.
Hear me out.
Whoa. Things have taken a very dark twist.
Oh,
Relax.
at least
You
Just
should have
hear me
just
out.
said
Hear me out,
Mourinho
hear me
to
out,
any
hear me
other
out.
team, man.
or sorry.
I know. Look,
To Juventus.
no. I get that. They are probably worse. But look, I'm just trying to make a point about this one because I followed that Bayern team in 2013, and to be honest, those guys, I loved them, man. I loved them a lot. But the reason why I say Pep to Bayern, Pep is an amazing manager. Don't get me wrong. It's just that his philosophy is like completely different from Bayern's own. Like his philosophy is mostly very similar to Tiki Taka, or basically is Tiki Taka.
Gatlock, they're saying that I should cut your mic. They're saying that I should mute you. Said I should.
I know you guys are very passionate about Pep. I know. I'm just trying to make a
Yeah.
point
So many
here
Pep fans, HH.
I feel exactly that's the crazy thing. I feel that because Bayern's style was more like gegenpress, similar to Klopp. Heiken's style was phenomenal. And look at Bayern's away record in 2013. They beat Arsenal 3-1. They beat Juventus 2-0. They beat Barcelona 3-0. Look at Pep's away record for Bayern in the knockout stages. Except for a 10-man Arsenal, this dude either drew or lost against in an away game.
They lost to every big club. Every big club. They lost aside from Juve.
Even the mediocre club, they drew to Shakhtar.
Relax.
They drew 0-0 to Shakhtar Donetsk. They drew 2-2 to Benfica. I'm sorry, but I watched that Bayern team in 2014 and they were weird to me because Pep's style and Heiken's style are completely different. They are completely different, and I feel that introducing Pep to Bayern messed up what could be a very good legacy for Bayern. Because I don't forget these guys were in three finals in the last 4 years. I feel they could have done better. I feel they could have done better in the coming years rather than this Real Madrid and Barcelona dominance that happened.
Okay, look, Gatlock, it's your decision, I respect it, but this is the 5 worst.
Yeah, dude. But and Gatlock, don't forget one more thing, Gatlock. Pep had awful away record during his Barca run too at the Champions League. He's lost away games with Barca too. That's no surprise. And also, if you look at Pep's Bayern and compare to Bayern after Pep, it's like 2 different worlds. Bayern were struggling after Pep left. It took them 4 years for them to be actually good. This is the best Bayern team since Pep left.
They were struggling because, to me, they had the wrong manager at that time because look,
Dude, they had Carlo Ancelotti. They had Carlo
Ancelotti.
People who would say he's better than Pep, and the players like Robin, Muller, Lewandowski, they all.
No. Look,
those guys are aged by that time.
It's smoking crack.
Those guys are aged by that time. Look, I'm not saying Pep is a shit manager. That's the thing you guys are not understanding. I'm not saying Pep is shit, okay? I just don't think he was the right fit. That was it. That's all. I don't think he was the right fit because Gegenpress was on the up then. Pep came in and put in his style. Pep did nothing wrong. I'm not saying he's shit or whatever. Pep did nothing wrong. I'm just saying that was not the right fit. And that was not the right time for him to come to a team like Bayern Munich. That was all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying he was shit or anything.
Okay. See now we now get fearful now. FG, who's your number 5?
Oh man, this is beautiful. I think this might be my best hangout performance coming soon.
He's gonna put
wait. Okay, FG, I'm warning you now. This is just a warning. If Hazard to Real Madrid is in your top 5, this will be your best and your last day on the Hangout.
Oh no! I'm not gonna
Actually, if you want. So basically, this could be your best and your last day. If Hazard to Real Madrid is on your filthy, stinking list to be your first and your last day. So now give me your bloody number 5.
Look. Okay. Hazard is not on my list. So my number 5.
Just give me your 5, man. God damn, give me your 5.
Yeah, my number 5 is Zard to Real Madrid. Because Zard and Hazard are 2 different players. They're 2 different players.
Give me your real number.
No. It's actually Zard because $100 million. He got the iconic number 7 shirt. This was his dream move.
Something like that.
He's been twerking. He's been twerking for years.
Pull up the Wikipedia page that he pulled up for another guy. Pull up the Wikipedia page. Show his stats.
Yeah, bro, what stats? There's no stats.
Bring him, man. Bring him.
He's got like 3 assists, like 1 goal. Yo, you know the funny thing is when you look at Zard's transfer to Real Madrid, if you look back when Chelsea won the Europa League final and Zard, when he was doing his post-match interview, David Luiz came up. He pulled up Zard's t-shirt and told the cameras. Luis told the cameras, look at how fat he is. David Luiz knew this dude was fat before coming to Madrid. He told parents, don't sign this fat Zard. Don't sign fat Zard. He's too fat. He doesn't belong in Real Madrid. And injuries. He's so fat. He loves McChickens, McDonald's. I mean, this is definitely a number 5. He's definitely on number 5. There is no argument. His stats are bad. He looks overweight. He looks fatter than Fat Benzema, and that's pretty embarrassing too. When Benzema looks skinnier than you, that's embarrassing. So he's my number 5. Yeah. So yeah.
Red, can we have your number 5, please?
My number 5. It's easy. It's Ciro Immobile to Borussia Dortmund. Easily one of the worst transfers of all time, especially for the fact that he was going to try and fill Robert Lewandowski's shoes after he went to Bayern Munich. This dude went from scoring 22 goals in Serie A to scoring, like, I have to emphasize this, 3 goals in the Bundesliga. 1 sec. 3 goals in the Bundesliga. A league where you send any youngster, Ashraf Hakimi, a right back, is scoring double-digit goals, and Ciro Immobile, this amazing striker, apparently can't score more than 3 goals in that league. Are you kidding? Mkhitaryan got like 50+ goals in playing for Dortmund. How did this bum? He nearly got Dortmund relegated. He literally was so bad. He was such an awful signing. I'm actually surprised nobody else mentioned him before me. I thought FG was for sure because of the Ronaldo agenda. Like he mentioned because he's ahead of Ronaldo right now in Serie A. But this guy by far is the worst. Probably top 5 worst.
No, this was a bad signing. This was a bad. I mean, like this maybe is like a number 6 or 7 for me. There are still worse. Because see, my thing about it, as bad as it was a signing, how highly rated was he?
He went from 22 goals. He was rated enough.
No. But let's keep it real. Yes, you did that for Torino in Serie A. You were not on the world map.
Wait.
Let's rewind back in time.
It was world class.
back then I remember the hype behind him was huge because he scored 22 goals playing for Torino. 22 goals playing for Torino. That is prolific. In Serie A too. Serie A is not you don't usually get that. You get that many amount of goals. He scored 22 goals. He was going to replace Robert Lewandowski at the time. He was literally quoted as the direct replacement, a player that fits his profile, and he flopped. Haaland outdid his legacy for Dortmund in his first match. Haaland, a fetus, did that in his first match for Dortmund. He scored a hat trick. Didn't he score a hat trick in his first match? He did. That's his entire. That's Immobile's entire contribution. Haaland did that off the bench. Like, it's not even close. Ciro Immobile, probably top 5 worst transfers of all time.
All right. Okay. Muntaha, round us off for the 5. Who is your number 5?
Oh my God, my number 5. I don't know, but like, how many people remember this guy? His name is Jonathan Woodgate. Like, we signed him from Newcastle United to Real Madrid, bro. The guy was like, one of the most expensive at that time. It's like 14 million pounds signing defender. And in his first game against Bilbao, I mean, in Real Madrid shirt, like debut game, bro, he scored an own goal and took a red card. My God. And he just appeared, I believe, in 16 to 14 games for us, and in 2 years on bench, I mean,
10 games in total. Muntaha actually, he scored 10 games,
and also he was highly rated. He was highly rated coming from Tottenham.
Yeah, no, he came from Newcastle, by the way. So
wasn't Newcastle, okay.
Yeah,
and then I think he then went to Tottenham afterwards.
Yeah, man. So this guy, man. I mean, oh my God. So this was like even in Marca, I supported the worst signing in the history of Real Madrid. So
in the century, yep.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, this guy's the worst.
And just to add a bit to that Woodgate thing is, one, he got injured for Newcastle. Madrid signed him injured, which makes it even worse. He comes back from his injury off his first match. Muntaha already mentioned he scores an own goal and gets a red card, like to just make it even worse. And then he gets injured again. And then when he comes back, he only played like a couple of games in 2 years. He played 10, and he was pretty.
This is like pretty much the worst signing off like us, man. Yeah, and you know what? The worst signing is we fall for the hype, bro, for this guy because Perez said that, like, you know, in FIFA this guy's highly rated, so let me sign this guy. So because of all those, you know, English hype and everything. So yeah, so this is the worst for us. Yeah, top 5. Yeah.
So those are pretty interesting. So now we're not going to be turning up the heat. So it's now time for our number 4. So my number 4 is, this one surprised me. See, now we're not getting to, Altidore was like a little taster. Now we're not getting to the real cheese now. This one surprised me because this is now a case of money spent, wage, profile, the expectation of the player, and how garbage the player was. So
yes.
No, I don't want you to guess. Relax, man.
Okay.
So my number 5 is one that maybe you may not be you say, yo, HH, are you sure I saw everything? And I will show you exactly what it is right now. So my numero 5 is none other.
Actually, it's numero 4.
Oh my God,
sorry,
bro! This is the
You
United
guys
one.
have to remember this. Let me just rewind the tape. There was first of all, Sanchez was amazing for Udinese. In the season that he left at Udinese, he single-handedly got them top 4, which they screwed over by messed up their qualification. He was good for Barcelona. People forget that the chip goal that he scored in the Clasico, but Messi just didn't like him. And I am on record. There was a period when he came to Arsenal and said Sanchez is better than Hazard. Yeah, Hazard has all the ability and talent, but no, Sanchez is better. And Sanchez was almost single-handedly carrying Arsenal. So when, first of all, Arsenal were losing yet another player to their rivals. It was Van Persie. Now it was Sanchez. Like, oh my gosh, wow. So when Sanchez now was going to United, I was like, my gosh, United, like, this is it. This is it for United. This is what's going to happen. I don't know what will happen because he was superb for Arsenal.
Mourinho
And for
happened.
United, he was flipping totally garbage. I mean, his decline was horrible. Now we'll get to the decline because the decline is a very funny word. But his decline from what he was at Arsenal, totally to United was terrible. And literally, it was as if it was like Space Jam. His talents were just ripped away from his soul. Like someone just ripped those talents away from his soul. So yeah, man, it was, and I still don't know what happened because he moved at the right age. He wasn't too old. United's system, based on how he plays, is suitable towards him. So it's basically it's one of the great mysteries. It's one of the great mysteries as to how he was able to go from that to United. But it wasn't all bad. I believe he is still the best paid player, one of the best paid players in England.
Oh no, he's the highest. I think he's like 300k or 500k.
I mean, but how do you continue? If you keep breaking up, how do you continue paying a wage to a player 500 a week when this guy's a brick? Like, see, that should be illegal.
He did play that piano really well when he joined.
Relax.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
So let's take this thing from the side. So side says Sanchez is still getting paid money more than any City or Pool player. He's still the highest earner in the EPL. Thinking about that, more than Kante, Pogba, KDB. It's shocking because see that just shows you how effed up the football dynamics are. Imagine if you're really bad at your job, but you still get paid the highest wage at your job. Imagine that. Imagine if like you work construction, you keep crashing the forklift, you keep moving stuff away, but you're still the highest paid at being a crap forklift driver. You're like, wait, what? This guy is garbage, but he's still the highest paid. So look, United, man, and the same thing with United with Rooney. I didn't know what happened. But look, so that is my number 4. Then I think it's a damn good number 4. So Hazard.
Man, this one might be controversial, man.
Oh, wait, easy, relax. Just easy, Hazard, relax, chill, just relax. Don't rush. Now, Hazard, think long and hard before you say what you're about to say. Just take a deep breath, think long and hard, and then because FG started with some nonsense crap. So don't be like FG.
I backed it up, man. What the hell?
Don't be Lazam, be Wazam. Maybe say don't be Lazam, be Wazam. Go for it.
Okay. This player started his career in Sporting, and he's a Portuguese player. And he has a title, he has Euros, which people claim for him, but he didn't play in the final.
Oh, God.
And he played under Mourinho. All right, my number 4 is Cristiano. No, I'm joking.
Listen, Harold, do you want to give FG a heart attack live on air? Please.
I knew he was trolling. I did not fall for it.
Please. This hangout is fair and everything. I don't want to go to jail for having a platform that caused the heart attack of someone live on air. I'm begging you, please, Hazen, be very careful.
I'm joking, man. Don't worry.
Please go for your number 4.
It's Ricardo Quaresma. So all these things are true. Well, it's Ricardo Quaresma and his transfer from Porto to Inter.
To Barça, to every club, bro.
No, but bro, his transfer to Inter was because even before Barça, like he completely flopped to Inter. Bro, this guy at Porto was literally like everyone was looking at him because of his time at Porto, like his flair, his play, and he was getting end results, end product. So he was one of the best wingers. So what's it called? At Porto, I would say he was the replacement. You could say he was the replacement of Deco when Deco left, and it was after that generation of 2004 when in that year when they had the Champions League.
Wait. What year was this?
He moved to Inter in 2008. But this was the prime of Quaresma's career. Like it was literally when this guy was like, this is what made his career basically flop. And everyone said this guy is like a talent on a similar level to Ronaldo, and he can become as good as Ronaldo at that time. And bro, that guy at Porto was insane. He was getting goals and assists. Like in 06-07, he got 19 assists in a single season. Like, that's crazy. And then next season, 7-8, he got 10 goals and 15 assists. And then he moved to Inter for it was only 20 million. But the reason I'm putting him is because the expectations were so high when he moved to Mourinho's Inter, and like everyone is saying Quaresma is going to be a star of this team, and then he comes to Inter and he scores 1 goal and 3 assists, and bro, he's not even able to start consistently. Like, he's not able to go into the team. Mourinho kept on saying this guy has zero work ethic. He's not able to compete with players like Ibrahimovic who are have such a high work ethic and determination. And then he completely dropped him from the team in the treble season in the Champions League. So this guy missed the treble, like, oh my god! And he had such a big talent, and in Porto he was insane. So man, I'm sorry, man, he has to be in the list. Like, I think some people missed him, but like this transfer completely flopped.
No, I mean, I think you've got to give him good, because remember, he was seen as more talented than Cristiano.
Yeah.
He was more talented than Cristiano.
Yeah. So that's it, man. Quaresma number 4. What a shame, man. His whole career ended from there.
Okay. You know what? I think after we do our 5, I want us to do like an honorable mention of guys that did make our top 5.
Yeah.
So afterwards, because let me say this right now. No Arsenal. David Luiz would have made this list.
No, I have one of the greatest flops.
Don't spoil it. Okay, look, this is like a movie. Don't spoil the suspense.
Rush.
But yeah, David Luiz, that's a great. Just that when you see the names I have, you can see why David Luiz failed to make this list. But that's it. David Luiz is a great, because that's
but he was never rated though. So how could people say he's a flop?
Relax. Okay. FG, can you give no, sorry, Gatlock, can you give us your number 4, please?
Number 4. Okay, I know this is not a direct swap, but I'm just going to say
wait, Gatlock. Can you just do regular transfers, please?
It's a regular transfer, but it's like the scenario that happened basically in 2017 summer. For some reason, and I don't know why, but this was the summer where Conte decided to let Diego Costa go and Morata to come in. So my thought was transferred Morata to Chelsea, because the hype that was on this dude to perform, man, the very hype that was on this dude to perform, like, this dude actually got HHI test approval, like,
wait.
So I thought this dude was actually going to do well.
Don't tell lies. I never vouched for this dude.
He really that good at Real Madrid. Like, he world class at Real Madrid before he moved to Chelsea. Come on, man.
And I never vouched for this dude, so please don't tell any lies, man.
How can you say he's a massive flop?
Actually, you did HH. I even have a comment on one of your videos when he transferred. I took, but before I joined Hangouts, I told you, I'm like, this is a horrible Morata. And you HH was like, what?
Yo, red. Relax.
You cannot tell me that.
Bro, your microphone
is a better option than Morata. So why do you rate Morata so much? For me, I believe in the half hope eye test. That's like, well, maybe even less. So realize that no, this guy, he has a.
I'm thinking of. I think it was a really bad idea for me inviting Gatlock.
Every time
this thing is. I think Gatlock, your days are numbered on this Hangout. Your days.
Bro, so yeah, I'm sorry, man. He got your stamp of approval.
Your days are numbered on this Hangout. And also, first of all, you can't prove that was me. There are many people that have a similar voice to me. So unless there are images, you can't prove that was me. How do you know? How do you know that's my voice?
We have so many witnesses, bro.
So you're not on Talking Tactics.
They have all your subscribers.
No, I have a. There's another guy who sounds like that sometimes comes in my place. like he's like a twin of mine and everything. So, okay, so
we can ask.
look,
Danny
let's
to
explain why have you chosen this Morata? Why specifically? Why number 4?
Because look, like I said, he had your vote of approval, and he had a lot of people's vote of approval to actually do well, not just in Chelsea, but even United, because I think there was a war between you guys. And yeah, this dude came in and scored a hat trick, sprinkled a little stardust, and everybody thought, okay, yeah, you know what? Maybe the Morata sale, maybe the Costa sale was not too bad if you bring in someone like Morata who can probably do just as well and as much. And then January 2018 came and this dude just started flopping from right and center, to the fact that Conte had to put Hazard, who is not really that much of a goal scorer, up top to do stuff. And Sarri came in and did the exact same thing. This dude was shit, man. Like, this dude was bullshit. He was like, come on, I don't even need to see much because everybody can already see how much of his career. This dude was a side chick, and you guys brought him in to be your number 9. And now, look, actually, according to your picture, now he's number 20. How do you get demoted from 9 to 29 just like that? Come on, this dude was bullshit. And look, Chelsea, y'all dropped the ball, man. You've not actually replaced a prime Costa yet. Morata was supposed to be that replacement, but you guys screwed up. And actually still affecting you guys up to now because you guys still don't have a proper number 9. So, yeah, that was a flop signing from Chelsea. And
okay, so let's just hit a few of these things. Danny Hanke says Gatlock the loser. Oh, that's a bit harsh. Why you calling him? Why do you call him a loser?
Double H, let's not be salty, bro.
From Martin Mazara says, F off Gatlock, inducts Gatlock to Class B. Interesting. I mean, like I think that's a bit harsh. Why do that? So I say Gatlock is officially in the losers debate. Wow, guys, look, you don't have to be. Please don't be abusive. Please don't be abusive to people here, please, because I think you have to be supportive. So, FG, you are up next. FG, what is your number 4?
Yeah, my number 4. This is the biggest name on this list, or probably in this whole everyone's list. Number 4. It may be controversial, but when you really think about it, he deserves to be number 4. It's Neymar Jr. to PSG, from Barça to PSG, 220 million. Yes, dude, it's a big flop.
What?
$220 million.
Now I wish Just the Best was here, man.
Dude, he's missed more games than he's played. He was paid the most expensive signing ever, $220 million. That's absurd. Oh. He's always getting injured. He's never played in the knockout stage of the Champions League.
He did, and he beat Dortmund. They knocked out Dortmund.
And the league and the Champions League is gone. So that's 3 seasons without the Champions Leagues. And everything he does in Liga, it's expected. It's obvious he's gonna win the Liga titles and the Copas. Liga Coups and all that. So he's never. They bought this man $220 million for the Champions League, and he's only played the knockout stages for the whole round of 16 only once out of the 3 seasons. And not to mention, he's missed more games than he's played. So.
Okay. So let me ask you this then: can you call it a flop if he's been injured in these key games? Not playing.
Injuries are part of flopping. And let's be honest. How does he get injured? By showboating, by doing irrelevant tricks in the middle of the pitch when he doesn't need to. He's basically asking for these injuries.
So wait. He's entertaining. You mean he's entertaining, which is what football's about. It's entertainment.
No. When you buy a player for $200 million, I don't need to entertain. When you buy for $200 million, I'm not expecting.
But how? I'm expecting his goal per game, or his goal and assist per game his stats are there. The eye test is there. He's done everything. He elevated.
I already said it.
But he elevated PSG. PSG went from PSG went from being a nothing club in the Champions League to every year they're contenders for favorites every single year. And still, right now, if the Champions League comes back, everybody's going to be afraid of PSG.
No, they're not.
You think Juve want to face PSG? You think Real Madrid want to face PSG? You think Barcelona want to face PSG?
Okay,
you really want to face Neymar with
but you say that, but guess what? PSG has made it the quarterfinals in Champions League with Neymar. PSG
they're in the quarters right now. They reached it. They literally reached it this year. They just beat Dortmund.
They reached it, but guess what? The Champions League is gone. We're not even sure if it's going to come back. And secondly, everything he does in Liga is irrelevant. The goals, assists, because we already knew the league is already racked up from the very beginning. He was bought this much money, not for the league.
If it was that easy to do it in League,
no, but you see, FG. The only, because trust me, I've shown my beef from Neymar. The only reason why I'll fight back is this isn't a case of he's been performing badly in big things. It's just that he's been injured. And you saying, is injured being a part of flopping, or is it something beyond your control?
Bro,
injuries is part of flopping. Injuries is part of flopping. You can't take injuries away from it.
Professional footballer, you have to take care of yourself.
But for Neymar, every time he has played, he's showed up. Every time he has played, he has performed. Even in the tie against Real Madrid in the first leg, he showed up. He performed very, very well. Let's not forget his performances in the group stage against Bayern Munich, where he did beat them. They did beat them 3-0. Let's not forget against Dortmund, he scored home and away. He got them through over the line single-handedly, pretty much.
But Red, you're missing the bigger picture. $220 million. I just need that Champions League. That's all.
But look,
when you buy that, there's only one trophy that comes in mind.
Calling him a flop is one thing, but calling him top 5 flops of all time, like I could name many worse.
No. See, the reason why I put him the number 4 is because, do people not realize how much $220 million is? That's a lot. Wait.
Let me just hit the super chat. So, yes, it says FG is 100% right. I said that FG, he elevated PSG. What? United 3-1 PSG. He didn't play in that game. He didn't play in that game.
Like I said, he got injured in Liga by doing showboating skills.
You know what? Look, you have a small point, but I think it's harsh. But you do have a very, very small point because
double edge. We're gonna come back in 2 years' time. In 2 years' time, if Neymar doesn't win the Champions League, we'll look back on this day and be like, "Oh yeah, FG was right."
And if he does, then you were wrong, and most likely he's gonna be wrong.
Right, just leave him. It's Red. Give me your number 4. Your number 4. Red.
It's my number 4 is actually this one's. I'm surprised nobody mentioned it earlier, but it's Andy Carroll to Liverpool. This was back in the days where I used to love Liverpool because of Steven Gerrard. He was one of my favorite players, and I was super hyped for this one because they had sold Torres and they didn't really buy anybody until like this last minute they get Andy Carroll, and he was pretty good for Newcastle. He was actually doing very, very well with Newcastle. Him and Michael Owen pretty much had a pretty good partnership. He comes to Liverpool, and I'm looking at the stats right now. In 4 appearances, he had 6 Premier League goals. 6 Premier League goals. He contributed to Liverpool's great decline because Liverpool, at one point during the late 2000s, they were going to Champions League finals. They were performing. 2009, they had a good title run. He comes and he was garbage. He actually was he's probably the Premier League.
Okay, but how highly rated was he?
It's for me how I rate it. It's not just about how highly rated are you. It's what position are you filling, right? He was coming to fill in El Nino's shoes. He wanted to come and replace Fernando Torres. He came in as a star striker, and as a star striker, he flopped. And not only that, when they resold him, they lost 20 million euros on him. Like, so overall, he contributed nothing to them. Right at all, like not goal wise. He was net loss. He was just wasted wages, and not to mention the shoes that he was trying to fill. He couldn't even fill. He tried them on. He couldn't fill them. That's it. He was just a garbage player, waste of space for Liverpool, and honestly, something that Liverpool fans forget about.
No. He was a huge flop. He was a huge flop.
And I was gonna say Balotelli because Balotelli also has a horrible Liverpool career, but the difference between him and Balotelli is like Balotelli had a lot of controversies around him, and like he was also like the management. He had problems with the management because he swapped a shirt. So like there's a bit more to Balotelli's story. Whereas with Andy Carroll, he had no excuses. He had every luxury afforded to him. He was just not good enough. He was just not up to par for that level of football. So yeah, he's in my opinion the Fourth worst.
All right. So guys, before I roll over to Mr. Muntaha, guys, like that vid. It costs you nothing. We are giving you top quality content. This is one of the greatest football debate shows on the planet. Like the vid. Takes you 2 seconds. Just go over there, click it, and support the thing. Like the vid. Let's get to at least 100 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. All of my mods out there, my mods, get those likes, get those likes, get those likes. Encourage everyone to please support your boy on this thingy and like the vid. Muntaha, you're number 4.
Yeah, man. Actually, it was my number 4 was Andy Carroll as well, same as Red. But like, I just want to add one more thing over there. Andy Carroll was known as an Ibrahimovic, of Liverpool. I mean, that guy used to be like so hyped. Liverpool fans hyped him so much to the where oh my god, we're replacing Fernando Torres with pound-to-pound player in a sense. I mean, better aerially everything, and 35 million pounds player at that time, which was at that time was like second expensive striker in Prem at that time. So yeah, so that was my my fourth option. Choice, but like I tried to change it, and for me now fourth is Andrei Shevchenko, man. I mean, when he joined Chelsea, there was a high expectation on him. I mean, he was a world-class striker at that time. Yeah.
Wait, so is this your number 4?
Number 4, yeah.
Only? Oh my god.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah, so Shevchenko's been like so good for Milan, and he scored like how many 150 plus goals for Milan, something like that. But when he came to Chelsea, I mean, he couldn't be able to cope up as what happened with, for example, with Morata. He's better than Morata. That's not the debate. But from being a world class player to be that shit. I don't know what was wrong, but yeah, I think so. Shevchenko's fourth for me. Yeah.
So we're now getting closer to the big one right now. So we're now on 3. Remember, guys, like that vid, like the vid, hit those likes. This is a player that many people know in relation to how I've spoken about this player. And when I say this, I don't want to hear any excuses, because I know the excuses that people will come up with. But status of the player, the hype of him going, and where he was going to, and what he was supposed to be, based on what he did in his previous club. So I don't want to hear any excuses whatsoever when I pull up this dude, because this has to rank as one of the worst transfers ever.
Ooh.
And it's
oh my god, that's what I'm saying.
Easy. Relax. Now let me talk. Let me land. This is my turn. I've got the mic now. Let me land.
Spot on.
Let me land. So
he had a better first season than Hazard in Madrid.
Freak up, man. Prick. So now look, let me set the stage here. Kaka was phenomenal for AC Milan. He won the flipping Ballon d'Or. He won the Ballon d'Or, and he was seen as this is one of the best players in the world. When Real Madrid got him, this is our Galactico. This is our dude. This is our main man. This is our superstar.
Most expensive player in the world at the time.
Most expensive player in the world at the time. So, and you're going to Real Madrid. There is no bigger club than Real Madrid. So you're going to Real Madrid, biggest club in the world. You are seen as the best player, or amongst one of the best players in the world. We've seen what you've done at AC Milan, a Champions League winner. Boom. This dude was a complete and total letdown. It's as if he didn't even exist for Real Madrid. It's as if this dude did not even really exist as Real Madrid. And remember, you can look at Robben, you can look at Cannavaro. There are many, many names who've gone through Real Madrid and have flopped. But the way that Kaka flopped, it's his flopping and the kind of heat he came with and the money that was spent makes this has to be.
HH, can I add one more thing?
Of all time.
Can I add one more thing to your point? When Madrid sold him at the end to Milan, because Kaka lost his spot to Ozil in the Madrid starting 11. That's why.
When did he leave? 2012 or 2013?
I think 2013. It was 2013 when he left. And when he left,
at the end of 2013 or start of 2013?
Start
of 2013, yeah, 2012, 2013. And when he left that season, Madrid lost $45 million on his sale, which is to this day a record in world football. It's the biggest loss in a transfer ever, based off of price bought and sold.
Muslim said, "Preach WG, way better." See.
Way better first season than faster. That was the line he forgot to say.
I mean, okay, you got. So let me just land here. So so Kaka. Look, I mean, I think look, I really feel that this really affected how people view him and his legacy. Because it wasn't a case of like, oh, he moved when he was older and gone through. He moved in his prime. And Real Madrid weren't getting older. We're getting to be part of the squad. This is the face of our team. They bought him in the same vein of how they bought Bale, Cristiano, Hazard. That's the same vein that they bought him. And the way that in which he just got broken down means that it's easily the worst. It is easily the worst. I mean, does anyone? So let me ask you guys this: do you think that his flop at Real Madrid ruined his legacy?
Nah, no.
Because every time when you mention Kaka, people always mention his AC Milan days.
Yeah, and even at Madrid,
and he had like 5 years. I think he was there for like 5 years or something. 5 years of greatness.
Yeah.
What he did in Milan is too much, man. It's too
much.
Not
only that, HH, like even like if you look at he contributed to the World Cup win in 2007. He did win the Copa America over Messi, where he outshone Messi. He even has that iconic goal.
Was that like a 4-0 win or something?
It was 3-0, I believe. And what he did also, he even outpaced him with the ball in when the Copa America 2007. He goes to Madrid. Even at Madrid, regardless of like if you call him a flop or not, like it was mostly injuries. When he did play, he was really, really good, and he did have iconic moments. And he contributed to the 100-point season, which was the first in La Liga history. So overall, Kaka's legacy solidified. It's just that his transfer to Madrid was more underwhelming because people had such high hopes for him, and he just never lived up to it. But he was never he is like a flop, but like it's we're using this term flop very loosely, the same way FG used it for Neymar. It's just that the expectations are too high for you.
Yep. All right, man. So what's it called? Let's now move.
One second. I have a problem.
Kaka was in the 07 Copa. You can actually look up the goal in the final he scored. What are you talking about?
I have a question for you, right? So when we are mentioning this thing, right, of flop players, so should we account for the injuries as a part of flopping? Because injury is a kind of accident, bro. It can happen to anyone.
Nah. It should be counted because injuries are part of football.
No. I mean, it's a part of football, but it's not part of your flopping. I'll say
No. For me, no. See, the thing about this list, your criteria is your criteria. Like everybody can make whatever their criteria is. In my criteria, I don't put injuries as part of flopping. My main thing is performance. When you were fully fit, what did you do?
Bro, but then you shouldn't put Kaka, bro, in that case. Because he was
But for me, the injuries, it's not the same thing as Neymar, where your injuries.
It was.
No. Because my thing is that he didn't. First of all, he did not have any injury as serious that could have debilitated him. No way.
My God,
I'm not doing that. Sorry. No. You see, if he had a serious injury, like if he had the kind of injury that Falcao and Arnan have, listen, he didn't. So don't give me any of that crap. Don't give me any of that crap because people like to rewrite Kaka's history. Okay, you were a sideshow to Shevchenko in AC Milan, and
he made Shevchenko.
Get out of here.
Real Madrid, you were at your peak. Don't give me that injury crap. Don't give me that injury crap. No, Kaka, everyone. This is overrated.
Don't give me that.
Okay, he's not even better. Don't rewrite history, man. Don't rewrite history. Don't rewrite history, please.
He was one of the best Champions League seasons ever for a player. Don't say a sideshow to Shevchenko, man. Come on, man. What is that, bro?
No. Basically, Shevchenko needs to be given more praise for what he did at AC Milan.
But H, what you're doing right now here is that you're putting Kaka into the category of Griezmann, what Griezmann did, for the Atletico Madrid part. He was not like a Griezmann player. He was more skillful. He was like, come on, he was a creative player for them. He was the best, one of the best players, attacking players for them in that team. Come on, I mean,
The best.
bro.
The
I mean,
best.
yeah, the best, I think so. Yeah.
Look, Kaka, he was all right. He was all right. Let me read this from front side. Easy. Let me read this side. It's crazy. A Ballon d'Or Brazilian winner is on HH's list and Neymar isn't. HH called Kaka overrated. What has Neymar done for Brazil or PSG? But Said, FG is a psychopath because now FG, relax, chill.
Wait, double A. I want you to answer
about
one
what
question.
his other three will be. Neymar, as much beef as I have against Neymar, he shouldn't be on this list. It's just that with Neymar, Neymar is a different beef I have. The beef I have with Neymar is not you flopped. It's you want to be with your sister during the Champions League knockout games, which is worrying. So it's a different beef. All right. So let's go to Hassan.
Don't remove the picture because mine's also this is also Kaka number 3. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, bro. Like literally, my number 3 was also Kaka.
So why did you go for Kaka then? You want to expand on it?
The reason I went for Kaka is like the opposite of you, because for me, his time at AC Milan was literally like unbelievable. He was definitely not a sideshow to Shevchenko, because even after Shevchenko left, this guy kept on performing, man. 2007-8 season, 2008-9 season. Even though like Milan was becoming crap because the whole team was getting older, but Kaka was literally the only guy that was carrying them, and they didn't win anything. But in 2007-8, his stats were insane, man. Like he got I think it was 15 goals and 11 assists in 2007-8. And then 2008 and 9, he got 16 goals, and he was outscoring Inzaghi at that time. And this was the season after.
And Inzaghi was a G, man. Inzaghi was a G.
Yeah, he was outscoring Inzaghi, and bro, like Kaka and Milan, like he was the last player to win the Ballon d'Or before Ronaldo and Messi, and that Ballon d'Or season was one of the best Ballon d'Or seasons, most deserved ones.
Okay, so what do you think went wrong with this Real Madrid? Do you think it was a case of he should never have gone to Real Madrid, or?
Yeah, bro. The reason, bro. First of all, like I agree, he shouldn't have gone to Real Madrid. I don't know why. Well, I understand why he would want to go to Real Madrid, because he did what he could for Milan, and Milan was not looking good. But I think if he stayed at Milan, maybe the next season Milan could have improved and built around him. Because even when he was there, like he formed a good attacking trio with Pato, and at one point it was also R9. But yeah, man, like if he stayed in Milan, maybe he could have reached 2011-12 season when we won the league again. But bro, at Madrid, the problem with Madrid, he was never going to be the main man in the team. Maybe if he didn't have the injuries, maybe it could be. But bro, the reason I'm putting him as a flop is, first of all, the price tag. The 68 million euros. Like, that price tag is unbelievable, man. And you're the most...
Especially for that time.
As Red said, the most expensive player in the world. So...
Wait, no. Second.
Or second, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, if you put that money in and then you come out and not do anything, and for me, the reason I'm including injuries, so... It's included. So unfortunately, even if he had injuries, it's a flop. The transfer was a flop, and he didn't achieve nearly what he did in Milan. But is that affects his legacy? No, his legacy is still intact, and it's fully intact. So it doesn't affect his legacy. Yeah.
So, Mr. Gatlock, please give us your number 3.
Number 3 for me would be Matthew to Barcelona.
What? Wait, who?
Yeah,
that was the defender?
Oh my god.
Yeah, Jeremy Matthew, bro.
No, you can't, because he scored the goal against Madrid in the Classic 2014.
Who cares, man?
Nah, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter, man.
That goal led to Madrid. I mean, Barca winning a treble.
And his effort against Malaga led to Barcelona losing a title in 2017.
Yeah,
okay, this dude was dog shit, man. This dude was bullshit. Like, this dude was not against City where this dude came on. They were already like 3-0 up, 4-0 up, and the dude got 2 yellow cards quickly and got a red card against City. Like, it was unnecessary, man. They already like City already down to 10 men. This dude, the amount of screw ups this guy did, especially in 2017, man. This, if I'm not mistaken, against PSG, he was the only one who scored a goal for PSG with a deflection. He came off the bench and actually scored for PSG.
But like, bro,
who said that you on, bro? Like, this dude's mistake against Malaga, that 2-0 against Malaga, he was supposed to be tracking the runner. But like, he left the runner, Sandro, or was it? I believe it was Sandro, who went to go and score. Because if I'm not mistaken, Real Madrid dropped points against Atletico 1-1 that same day, and the guy screw up, helped Malaga to win 2-0. And how many points did Barcelona lose that title over Real Madrid?
Like 2.
Head to head, they would have actually
no, but bro, in that season, you could have easily just said Arda Turan. Arda Turan was actually more contributing because in the El Clasico, in the head-to-head, Arda Turan was one that fouled Sergio Ramos that led to the free kick from Toni Kroos to give Ramos that last-minute header that made it 1-1, and then we went down to tie and we beat them by 2 points. Had they won that, on my list, I had Arda Turan and Andre Gomez as a tie between those two. Because like those were actually set up to be replacements for Iniesta and Xavi to be the future of that Barcelona legendary midfield.
Gomez, Andre Gomez.
That's what I'm saying. Andre Gomez and Arda Turan, both of them. I had them both in my number 3 spot. Like I had 4 Barcelona players actually. But like with Matthew and I was gonna say Vidal as well, not Arturo Vidal, the other Vidal, the one that got injured, because he was also very coveted coming into Barca, flop. But like I think this one's kind of harsh because he was just a player on the come up and he wasn't really, like he's not that great. Like why would you give him? Why would you put him as the worst? There's been way worse Barcelona transfers.
Basically, I know. Absolutely, get to those ones.
Based on your picks, based on your picks, you're coming very close to being taken back to the Saturday hangout. Okay, because people call for it to be taken Sunday.
The only reason why I'm having different picks is because
back to Saturday hangout. And it has nothing to do with your useless false receipts. Okay.
Relax, Look, the only reason why I'm calling this is because look, some of the other ones I have here are very common. I don't really have much. I have people like Alexis, Griezmann, and Eto'o and Zlatan. I don't because these ones are very common and they're going to be called anyway. So I'm just like picking some of the other ones that won't be called. I picked Matthew because this dude, I know he wasn't rated, but the guy actually was a big... Barcelona are used to signing at least good players, not someone that is going to be that shit that actually makes you go backwards rather than a bit forward or at least stay in the same place. That's why I picked him.
Okay. Oops. So, what do we do? So, I think it's FG now. So, FG, who is your number 3?
Okay. My number 3 is Mario Götze. This dude, once hailed as the German Messi. The German Messi scores the winning goal against Argentina, and just the drop off. I mean, this dude. Look, I don't even think a player comes this much potential, this much talent, this much hype, and then doesn't even play bad. This doesn't even perform or even play on the pitch. Like going to Bayern with Pep never used him, never liked him. On the bench, then he went to Dortmund, still a flop. Nothing was working, and then we found out, like I think it was like yesterday, we found out he's gonna be leaving Dortmund at the end of the season. So, and not to mention, we find out he's got like weight problems. I think he's like diabetic problems, something like health problems.
He has health issues.
He has a lot of he's health issues. Like everything bad just went for this guy. And I think that it's probably karma because when he joined Bayern, and so when he left Dortmund for Bayern, and during that Champions League final, he was on the bench. I mean, everything went down south hill for this guy. I mean, at least he did one job, not letting Messi win that World Cup. So at least that's
no. I mean, you know what? The other 2 picks that FG picks were just completely just stupid.
No.
This man, let me land. This is the first one. Like, you know what? This is a good pick because again, look, I have waxed lyrical about how Mario Götze showed up when Messi was unable to show up in the biggest game of your life, but I really believed that was a moment in which he would push on and become one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, and then
the Bayern was just a complete and total just sad.
Yeah, when he got substituted for the final, I think Lowe actually said, I think this came out in an article. Lowe told Götze, show the whole world why you're better than Messi, and he scored the winner. And then right after that, it was just all downhill. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's like if we're doing like a list of biggest wasted potential, Götze would definitely be on that list of wasted potential of what he could have been. All right, I think we're now with Red. Yeah, Red.
Yeah, mine is Nicholas Bettner when he went to Juve. When he went to Juve to replace Del Piero in 2012. This guy, for Juve in total, I don't how many. One second, I'm just gonna check how many. Yeah, he had 9 appearances, 0 goals, 0, absolutely none. And the funniest thing is he didn't appear till like December, and then in December he got injured again, where he didn't appear till the last match day. He ended up getting no, he didn't. He actually didn't win I don't think he won the Scudetto with Juve, which that's an achievement of its own to go to Juve and not win the Scudetto. So. No, actually, no, he did. He actually got a winner's medal. Never mind.
How much was expected of him when he was coming, though? That's the thing.
He was expected to replace Del Piero.
I mean, Double H. His first name is Lord. I mean, that's a lot of expectations.
Like he was expected to replace. He was expected to replace Del Piero. Like that's a lot of expectations. HH. And like the thing is, this is how awful this was. Is the fact that nobody even remembers this. Like nobody even remembers that. Like I guarantee you, like probably this is for a lot of, let's say, football fans, this is the first time they've ever heard of this. That's how little of an impact he had. He was absolutely a waste of everybody's time, waste of Arsenal's time for loaning him out, waste of Juve's time for bringing him, a waste of his own time for even traveling to Italy and probably like annoying his family with the whole move and everything. So he just wasted everybody's time with this move. It was better off never happening. That's how bad this transfer was. So for me, and like the fact that he got injured, came back in the last match day, and then got injured on the last match day again. Like, come on, like, that's pretty bad. Like, and 0 goals, 0. Like, what a waste.
Well, I think didn't he say like he's one of the best players in the world or something, like, because he has like crazy self confidence.
Nah. He was known for FIFA, bro. FIFA 12, FIFA 13 days, I think.
Yeah, like that's the thing is like he had that he said once that he believes he's the best. Like he believes he belongs in the conversation with Messi and Ronaldo, and then people took that and used it as a meme against him. Like real talk, like I didn't even get bothered by that because I believe any athlete or anybody competing should always believe that they're the best and they like claim it, speak it into the existence. It's just that. Like for Denmark, he was good. It's just for like because even in Denmark, because I'm looking at his record, in 81 appearances, he has 30 goals. That's actually pretty good. That's a goal almost every other game. But like it's just club-wise, he just never made it. He was decent at Arsenal, like, and then everywhere else he went to, he was mediocre, like just very mediocre.
Okay. Martin says WG's pick stupid. You seen your Hazard takes. HH, what's wrong with my Hazard takes? Because I think, as Mo even said in the live chat, you can't pick a dude who hasn't finished a season. FG, you moron. He hasn't finished a season.
Wait. I mean, Double H. I have
before you say anything, man.
I have June 14th on my calendar. I can't wait for June 14th when Fadzard is back. We're on fraud watch. Hazard's on fraud watch.
You know what?
I'm gonna keep you hawk eyes on him.
FG, if Hazard comes back and drops 3 Gs, you are going to come on here and you're going to sing an apology. Not going to
wait. 3 goals? 3 goals? Is that a standard? Man. 3 goals is a standard.
Look, man, shut up. Muntaha, please give me your number 3, man.
Bro, my number 3 is a bit controversial, but I believe that, like, at first it was Mario Götze, but, like, you know, I thought, like, if FG or anyone chooses Mario Götze, then I'll switch to this guy. So it's a bit controversial, and Liverpool fans are going to hate that. Michael Owen to Real Madrid. And this guy for me is like one of the best strikers in Prem, and that time Ballon d'Or winner, everything. He came to Real Madrid for fees of it's £8 million at that time, and he started like 40 games and just scored 13 goals, and he was benched, by Julia Baptista, and R9 came and R9 benched him as well. Robinho, I mean, this guy was washed. I don't know what happened to him. That's like one of the biggest flop, I think so. Like marquee signing flop, I'll say that. You know. So for me, number 3 is this guy, and it's like highly overrated player. I've seen, where people are, oh, Michael Owen does that, his does it, bro. He's highly overrated, and you know what? He always depend upon the defender's mistake. I mean, defenders like some kind of deflection, something like that, to score the goals. And especially that's what he did with Real Madrid, like in his most of his career. So it's like flop, utterly garbage player. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now I think we've just got a late arrival here. So, all right, Abdullahi.
Yep.
Okay, so we've now done. First of all, Abdullahi.
Don't go on a tangent.
Is your wait? Is it in order? What the? So Abdullahi, is it in order of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
Is it what?
Transfers.
Can you repeat what you said? I didn't hear you.
So basically, top 5 worst transfers from where the number 1 is the worst and number 5 is the least worst. So do you have it in order from 5 to 1?
Yeah. But give me some time. Give me some time to kind of tell you the 5-1. Like.
Okay. Wait. What is that beeping? Is that beeping from you?
I think it's for me. Let me just put it on what's called on vibration. My bad.
Okay. So give us your number 5. What is your number 5?
Number 5. I think my number 5 is Robinho.
Robinho to where?
From I think Real Madrid to Man City. It was a total mess for me. Because from Real Madrid it was very good player, but when he went to Man City, it didn't really show the kind of Robinho people know when he was in Brazil. So it wasn't kind of that big Robinho we knew. So that was for me. That was number 5 for me. Okay,
and your number 4?
My number 4, I would say Fernando Torres. Because Fernando Torres, when he was in Liverpool, it was like, for me, one of the. We say Lewandowski is the best what's called the best strikers in the world at the moment right now because of the goal scoring ability. But when Elino was there, Fernando Torres was there when he was in Liverpool. It was the best clinical forward I've ever seen as a fan because he's that good. But when he went to Chelsea, it was a total flop. It was just a total flop because he didn't show the kind of Fernando Torres we know when he was in Liverpool. He did not show it.
Okay.
He didn't show it.
And who is your number 3?
My number 3 is kind of tough at the moment. I would say let me see. I think my worst for me it's tough at the moment, but I would say Kaka, because Kaka when Kaka went to Real Madrid, he showed more, but because of injuries, he didn't really show the Kaka we know from AC Milan. The AC Milan Kaka we know, like under Carlo Ancelotti, and when he was kind of doing very well under Ancelotti, the Kaka we know very well. He really showed how good he is, but when he went to Real Madrid, he didn't show because I think because of the injury stuff and everything. It's an injury-prone player. He didn't really show his ability as a player and how good he is.
Wait. What's that beeping? I think that beeping is coming from you, Abdullahi. There's a beeping I'm hearing.
Yeah, let me see. I think it's for me. My bad.
Yeah. Please just because that beeping is okay. So your number 3 is what is Kaka? You're saying?
Yeah. So okay. my number 2 is
no. Easy. No. Now we've now basically not caught up to speed because we now have to do all the way around. So I will call you for when you now do your number 2. Okay. So we're now caught up now. So
that was hilarious.
Look, my is wild. All right, here we go. So,
oh my god,
my number 2, and this has to go down as one of the GOAT's great flops of all time. And this dude is because I think this dude almost helped to actually popularize the basically he almost helped to popularize the term brick. He helps to popularize the term brick because so much was promised of this guy. So much was promised of this guy, and this guy just completely and totally flopped it. And I think he was one of the purveyors of what being a brick is. Torres. Anyone who misses an open goal will always have a special place in my heart. Everyone misses it, and it will always have a special place in my heart. When he moved, he was the most expensive player in the Premier League. So I think he moved for 50 mil. And you have to understand this. The price tag. Most expensive player in Liverpool. No, sorry, in the Premier League. At a point, he was the best, most lethal 1v1 striker in the world. He was the best and most lethal 1v1 striker in the world. So when he came to Chelsea, it's not that he flopped. Anyone can flop. Morata flopped. Shevchenko flopped. This dude was generally one of the worst players in the world. And for me, this is the greatest decline of a player, the greatest fall of a player in history.
But Double H, like to rebuttal, like he was in his last season at Liverpool, he was bad. He had so many injuries in his last season at Liverpool. He already declined at Liverpool.
But he was nowhere near as bad as what he did at Chelsea. It was not even close. It was not even close, bro.
Yeah, but the thing is that you didn't buy him at his best. You bought him when he was declining, when he was going downhill from his career.
No.
So,
but nobody knew that he would be declining. See, when he was at Chelsea, it was seen as a big deal. But see, you can flop. That's one thing. He took flopping to the next level.
But he won you the Champions League.
How? Because he scored that goal at the Camp Nou.
No, that's not true. No, wait. FG. Even if Torres wouldn't score that goal, Chelsea's going through because the game.
Nah. It doesn't fit the narrative. It doesn't fit the narrative.
Forget about narratives, man. No. At that point, wait. When Raúl Morales cleared the ball, it was over because like the whistle was about to blow. That's it. Like there was no attack.
Okay, but Chelsea were through even without the goal. But like for the narrative's sake, Torres took them to the final. If we're being real.
No, but how can we like that's a realist thing, bro? No, that's not a realist thing.
I mean, Double H, you say he missed these open goals, but at least he didn't miss that goal against Barca. That could have been bad if he missed that one.
No. But overall, in all the games he played, all he did was just score a goal that just settled the nerves for Chelsea at Camp Nou. Not the winning goal or a key equalizer. If that's all you can give me, I'm sorry. He did so much crap. So much crap that, like, I'm sorry, this has to rank as one of the worst transfers of all time, easily.
But did he miss more open goals than Morata, though? I don't think so, though.
Morata never missed the kind of open goal that Torres missed.
I don't know about that. That's
bro, go look at it again. So Daniel Hangout says Abdullahi is a technological brick. Well, I think that's harsh. Torres led Chelsea to the Europa League, 10 Gs. That it still doesn't negate or explain just how useless and how garbage this dude was. He was a complete and utter brick. I'm sorry.
Wait. His transfer won you back-to-back European trophies.
Who?
Dana is talking to you in the chat.
Dana White.
Dana is talking to you in the chat.
Who?
For the stats merchants.
Daniel, HHDT.
Oh.
Yeah, he's referring to you in the chat.
Torres scored 20 goals in 110 Premier League appearances for Chelsea. 20.
That's
20. Those were
that's one every 5 games. That's less than 1 every 5 games. Like that's the ratio. He was awful.
Hey, I mean, his transfer led Chelsea to win back-to-back European trophies. So.
Oh my God! Relax, bro.
Maybe his presence was what Chelsea.
Oh my God! Now you're using presence argument. FG
man. Look. So who's next? So it's Hazard.
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 Yeah.
What's your thingy? Come on, let me just put your name in here.
It's gonna be what's his name? It's gonna be another United's transfer, unfortunately. Yeah, Man United. So you can probably guess him. It's
Di Maria.
the artist to Man United. Yeah, bro. So
Who?
the artist. You know who it is?
The
Di Maria.
artist. Who?
Juan Vincent Veron.
Di Maria, man. Come on, bro.
Oh, Di Maria.
Di Maria.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. He was flop. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Di Maria to Man United. Oh my god. This transfer was the saddest story. First of all, I don't understand why Real Madrid sold him. Like this guy was.
Get Bale.
Yeah, but come on, man. Like Di Maria was such an important player.
No, we had Bell, to be honest.
in the
like,
team.
Yeah,
But
so
he
why
didn't want to
did Real
compete for
Madrid sell Di Maria then?
because they did like he
was
didn't want to
too-
compete with Bale. Like
No,
because
no. This
No,
I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth, right?
it's
It was
Florentino
Florentino
Perez.
Perez.
Yes, I agree.
Di Maria is too ugly for Real Madrid.
No,
That was-
I'll tell you-
That's
I'll
not
tell you.
true, man. That's
No,
not
no,
true.
no.
What the hell is that, man?
No.
True,
I'll
that's
tell
what
you.
happened.
I'll tell you the beef, man. Wait. I'll tell you the beef. What happened, right? Di Maria was suffering from a serious injury at the 2014 World Cup, and like there was a letter came from Real Madrid, institution that like, if possible, avoid some games, and he literally went against that and everything. So it's like
No, but
the
also,
relationship fall as well.
But also because we were getting James Rodriguez at the time. We
Yeah.
were getting James Rodriguez, and also he like at the same time him and Ozil both like Ozil wanted to leave because he didn't want to compete with Modric, and Di Maria was the same thing. Is he wanted full-time minutes, which he knew he was going to get with Bale in the squad. He was declining. That's why he wanted out.
No, because he said that like because Carlo Ancelotti switched him into LCM role and more into like midfield. So he won. No. But the thing is what like it's not about the playing time. Like it's about the beef more with the president than playing time.
Even in the position of the Ancelotti put him, he was performing so well, man.
Yeah.
Like he got 18 assists as a center mid. Oh my!
Yeah.
And this guy was literally the primary creator for that Real Madrid team, man. Even in that season, man, like he was clutch as well. Like in the CL final.
Well, he won man of the match. He was incredible.
Yeah, bro, and like he was clutch when he made that shot, which Bale scored the rebounds, and that was against Atletico in the CL final. And this guy, man, he was not only like for me the best creator for Madrid at the time, well, like he was consistent, bro. Like he was doing it for so many seasons in a row, man. Like since 11-12 season, man. Like when they won the league, like that guy was 16 assists, and like my goodness, bro. In that counter-attacking Mourinho's side, he was combining with Ronaldo so well, man. And that was one of the most beautiful Madrid sides to watch. And then, bro, man, like his transfer to Man United. First of all, I don't know why he went to Man United, but the other important factor that makes this a huge flop is the transfer fee. I think it was £60 million. My goodness.
Yeah.
Bro, for me, I would pay that amount as well for Di Maria, even though at that time it was. You pay £60 million, and then he almost doesn't do anything in the Premier League. He started well. He had some good games, but then like almost no outstanding performances. Nowhere close to Madrid's level, man.
But to be fair, like in all fairness, that was more on a flop on United's side more so than Di Maria.
When
let them down.
Because
Because he wasn't even given a chance. Like if you actually look at his contributions right now, it's better than any contribution from any United winger right now. Like I said, like not counting Rashford, but like he has a lot of penalties.
one more thing.
Let's move because we have to have. So
No,
obviously,
I just want to add one more thing over here because even Mourinho said that. Like, if I would be the manager of United at that time, I'm not ever selling Di Maria. He said that as well.
No. Look, as I said again, Di Maria at Real Madrid was an amazing.
And
weapon, and it makes
Van
my day
Gaal,
count.
look, Van Gaal hates South American players. He's got a bad history with those guys.
Okay, all right. Okay, so Red, you said, okay. So Red, you said that you're short on time. So Red is going to give us his 2 and his 1 before he has to jet.
Alrighty, so my number 2, this one's actually hilarious. This is actually one of my favorite transfer sagas of all time. So this one's a loan, mid-season loan. It's Kim Kallstrom. He came from Spartak Moscow to Arsenal. Now, mind you, before Arsenal signed him, in his medical, he had an injury, but Arsenal went and pushed the transfer through anyways and bought him on loan for no reason. This is back in 2014. This guy came to Arsenal injured. I don't even know why would somebody do that. I'm pretty sure that Arsene Wenger was like laundering money to Russia. Like he was laundering money because like he just pushes this transfer through. I think he has two appearances. Both of them were off the bench. No, he had two off the bench appearances and one start in his entire stint at Arsenal. And they shipped him back. And then he got injured and then they shipped him back. So that was my number 2 because just the fact that only Arsenal would be able to do some comical shit like why would you sign a player if he's injured? Why? They signed him injured. It's not like he came and then he got injured. No. They signed him after they did his medical and he was injured.
Wait. But didn't this guy used to score some crucial goals for Sweden?
No. He scored one goal. I know what you're talking about. He scored in the semifinal in the FA Cup. It was like he came in as a sub in the last 15 minutes and he scored in that. But then in the final, he wasn't even in the squad. And then after that in the league, he plays one. He got his first start. So in total, he had a total like maybe 120 minutes played for Arsenal, and most of the time he was spent in the hospital. And like, but the point is that imagine if you're like an Arsenal fan, right, and you want to compete for the title because at the time Arsenal was still amongst the best teams in England. They could actually compete. And in the winter transfer window, you think that they're gonna beef up their squad and get better players. What do they end up doing? They end up getting an injured player. And like, imagine as a fan, you just have to watch your club just waste money on a player that's sitting in the hospital, costing your club even more money. It was actually it's comical. Only, like I said, only Arsenal would do some shit like that. So that was my number 2.
All right. So now, number 1.
My number 1. So for everybody who ever asks me who's the player that's in my AVI, I get that question a lot. Who's the player that I have in my AVI? This is my number 1. He's the definition of a brick for me. His name is Per Kröldrup. This guy his name is Per.
Wait, how do you spell his name? What's his name?
PER, and then his last name is KR. The O with a line through it. I don't know how to pronounce that. And then LDRUP. Now,
and this is to Everton.
To Everton. He went from Udinese to Everton. Now, mind you, Udinese, they finished 4th in his last season. They made it to the Champions League, and he transfers to Everton. Now, when he gets to Everton, he gets injured beforehand. He makes his first appearance in December. And guys, whoever's watching this, please, after this hangout's done, treat yourself to this. Go watch this Everton versus Aston Villa in 2005. Watch this game. It is hilarious. Everton end up losing 4-0 to Aston Villa. All 4 goals were his fault directly. He had a total of 1 appearance for Everton, and in that 1 appearance is that picture that I have in my AVI. 1 appearance, and Everton sold him. He was one of the worst transfers in history. Imagine paying $5 million for a player. He shows up, plays only 1 appearance, costs your team 4 goals, and just get like. It was comical. It is actually hilarious. Highly recommend, guys. You look out you watch that 1 match. It's a legendary performance. And for me, like, it was so funny that I was like, I'm going to use this as my AVI. Like, he looks like a decent player, but when you actually watch him, he was garbage in that game.
I'll keep it real with you. It's so funny that you said that because every single time I keep saying, what is that in your AVI? But even when I look at it in the AVI, it's like he actually looks like a brick in your AVI.
Oh, that was
like a football player.
Literally, that's why I picked him, because he is the face of all bricks. Like, I honestly think, like, for the Brick Academy, he should be the logo.
Wait, where is he from? Is he Norwegian, Scandinavian?
Yeah, I believe. Actually, let me just confirm that he's from Denmark. He's from Denmark.
Okay.
Yeah, but like he actually was. If you actually look at like his career overall, like he had a pretty good like in Serie A. He played for Fiorentina and Udinese, and he had a pretty good stint at both clubs. But for that 1 stint at Everton in the Premier League. Like I said, I've never seen a player who has 1 appearance. That's it. He had not because of injuries or anything. No. He was injured at first. Once they played him, he got that 1 appearance, and they're like, never again. You're never gonna play for us ever again. 4 goals, and if you actually watch the 4 goals, it's comical. He's one of the worst center backs. One of the worst center backs performances I've seen ever in my life.
Okay.
So, yeah, that.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, thank you, Mr. Red. Thank you, Mr. Red.
Appreciate
Thank you, Mr. Red. So. Just quick super chat here. So, no mention of the 2 Barcelona. Look, the night is young. The night is still young. The night is still very young. Things can happen. So, I think we were on 2, and I think we're now with Gatlock. So, Gatlock, you're number 2.
Okay. Numero dos is the most expensive goalkeeper in the world. You should know him by now, WH.
Kepa.
Who's this?
Yeah.
Kepa.
Are you saying Arida Balaga?
Yeah.
Wait. That's wait. I think I'm gonna dispute a little bit about that. Not that I'm being a Chelsea fan, but I think all of us are being a Chelsea fan now. I'll be very, very objective now. We've been very harsh on Arida Balaga a lot. When it was not Atletico Madrid, for me,
For a good reason.
No. I understand your point, but when it was an Atletico Bilbao, it was for me, the best goalkeeper. Even Real Madrid, the best club in the world right now, wants to buy Kepa then. They really wanted to buy Kepa then, Arida Balaga then. But because of the release of like 20 million.
Doesn't that actually prove more of a point of why the guy is so shit in Chelsea?
Yeah, I understand.
This dude was bought for 80 million, bro.
For me,
80.
Yeah, that is kind of frustrating, this kind of stuff about Arida Balaga. I keep saying it. It needs to be given time. We
If I'm not mistaken, this dude, how many saves does this guy have?
Okay.
Lately?
We're saying because
Every shot on it. This dude was replaced for Caballero, man.
I understand.
This dude was replaced for a 38-year-old.
I understand your
What
point.
do you mean give him time, man? What do you mean give him time? I don't understand.
I understand. I
This is
understand.
second year.
Wait. Abdullahi, let Gatlock explain fully why he's chosen this flipping dude, man. So Gatlock, explain, man.
Bro, first of all, if you're going to be the most expensive goalkeeper in the world, you gotta show me better than what he's been doing. How can you get benched for a 38-year-old man for Caballero? You know what Caballero did in the World Cup against Croatia, man.
We all know.
And that's the person. That's the quality of goalkeeper that is replacing you. Not because you are injured or something, because this do the shit. I mean, for you to buy a player manager into your squad and the dude is performing like this, come on, that's really sad, man. Like, seriously, how many games has this dude flopped in? This dude literally was a player manager in one of the games, and the dude flopped a penalty shootout.
Well, look, I didn't beg Chelsea to pay that much for this dude, man. And he's not even that highly rated.
Man.
How highly rated was he? So he wasn't
rated enough for them to pay 80 million euros.
Oh no! Real Madrid rated Kepa highly though. They
No,
for 15 million.
No, 10.
Real Madrid
Are you mad?
for
15 million?
Yeah, 10 million. Yeah.
Yeah, 10.
No,
million,
I'm talking about 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 10 million. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was bought for 80, man, by Chelsea. I mean, look, his record speaks for itself, man. My Kepa is a brick. Let's be honest, man.
Okay.
I'm sorry, WH. But with him imposed against Bayern in that second leg, and look, I'm sorry, Tammy ain't scoring shit. So let's get that.
It's fair, man. It's fair. All right. FG, what is your number 2?
Okay, I think this might be even more controversial than my number
surprise,
4 and number 5. Look, when I say his name, you're gonna call me crazy, but in reality, it's true. He's had 4 years. He was 100 million signing. He was supposed to rejuvenate this team, this club. Paul Pogba from Juventus to Manchester United.
What?
There's full evidence.
This dude, man.
There's full evidence. He had 4 seasons. No, wait, 2016, 17. No, he's got 5 fucking seasons. Oh my god.
Relax, it's 4. It was 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 20.
Didn't.
Wow.
Oh, okay. He had 4 seasons. He's had 4 seasons. This dude was supposed to win United a Premier League. Didn't do that. Take them back to the Champions League on a yearly basis. Can't do that. This dude, Champions League performances, like against Sevilla. Do people forget that performance against Sevilla? No, awful. His best contribution is playing against basically teenagers against Ajax in the Europa League final. That was his best performance. And maybe in that comeback against City, but guess what? During that season, City won with the 100 points. Pogba, this dude came for $100 million. One of the best best midfielder, according to a lot of people, when he came in. And he has not lived up to the hype. He's not lived up to the price. And he's even making injuries to not play football. Like, look at this whole season. You're telling me, like, a small leg injury is supposed to take this dude out for, like, 6 months? He's not there when the team needs him. He can't perform against the big teams. All the talent he has, he's got a weak mentality, too. He doesn't look like
what?
Oh
yes,
my
he's
God.
got a weak
Oh
mentality.
my God.
Because
FG, bro.
if you're gonna fake
FG.
injury, if you're faking injuries,
Oh
you
my
have weak
God.
mentality. It's that simple.
This guy's just talking nonsense, man.
He
Dude,
came from
okay,
Juventus,
so
man. Of course he has
let me ask you guys this: if Pogba leaves United this season, when you look back at Pogba's time at United, would you say it's a success? No, you're gonna say it's a failure.
No, yes, you do. Bro,
How
in
is
his
it a
first
success?
season,
It's complicated, man.
wait, he
It's
won
complicated,
Europa.
man. You can't say
He
it's a
won
success.
Europa,
You can't
EFL.
really say it's a failure.
Dude, a club
he
like
won
United,
Europa,
there's a
EFL,
doesn't
and
matter. Dude, Europa
no, he
League,
won
come
trophies,
on.
bro, and finished
Dude,
second.
I don't care. I'm talking about the big trophies. I'm talking about Premier League, Champions League. If you can't even win the Champions, at least make United content to be in the Champions League spot for every year at least. At least give me one Premier League. The fact that he's got no Premier Leagues, come on.
Pogba can't do everything in that United team. He needs some support.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You
true.
can't put all the blame on me. I'm sorry. You can't put all
The
the
sad
blame
thing
on me.
about this is
Wait,
that
wait,
the sad
wait,
thing
wait,
about
wait.
this is somebody like Bruno Fernandes was supposed to have come a long time ago to help this dude.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Bro, that guy's living on his
Because-
purple patch, man. That guy's on purple patch. Let's see, bro, what he does, bro. Let's see, bro.
Yo, I'm not talking about what Bruno Fernandes has done just for United. He was good in Porto as well. He was good in Porto as well.
Bro,
I feel
wait,
maybe should have gone to
Easy,
another-
guys.
Wait,
People
people are forgetting. Look, people are forgetting that Pogba chose United over Madrid because Raiola convinced Pogba that United was the right move to go, and he
Because
wanted to be the
Raiola
face
just
of.
wants
He wanted
money.
to be the face of United, the face of the Premier League, and he flopped. You can't. There's no
Raiola-
excuse. He's
Oh,
had
sorry,
4
Sporting,
seasons.
Sporting,
He's
not
had
Porto.
4
Listen,
seasons.
I think what FG is saying is illiterate.
Raiola-
That's what I'm saying about Jadon Sancho moving to United. It's gonna be a flop, just like Pogba is right now. So he has to be careful about when he wants to leave Dortmund, going to the right club at the moment. Because
Well, no, okay. See, my thing about this whole Pogba thing is, it isn't as shocking as a pick. See, initially, I say, oh, but when you think about it, in terms of, because for me, I always said that Pogba should have never have left Juventus, but it is what it is. He left it, and I always knew that this was not going to work. But look, we have to say that the transfer hasn't worked out. So he's talented. He has the ability. He has done some good games, but overall, based on what the ability, what he did at Juventus, the
price.
profile of the move. I mean, it's not.
And guess what? The build-up. Guess what the build-up was for the season when he was bought for Pep versus Mourinho. It's Kevin De Bruyne versus Pogba. Like this was all
okay,
hype was
Bro,
all
that
there for
Pep
Pogba.
versus Mourinho is always overrated, man.
Actually,
Like
let me ask you
seriously.
this then. Actually, let me ask you this then. Is it down to Pogba or just down to the management? So if there was a better manager, would Pogba thrive? So is it really
Dude,
Pogba's fault?
you're goat Mourinho managing. What more do you want? If you're
It's Mourinho, dude. I mean, come on. He's the same smart guy that sold De Bruyne and Salah away from
And
Chelsea.
guess what?
Come on.
Pogba was managed by defensive managers like Conte and Allegri, and Mourinho is no different. He may be more stubborn, but
No. There's defensive. No, there's defensive coaching and there's Mourinho. Okay, there's defensive coaching and there's Mourinho. Mourinho takes it to a whole different extreme, man. Like that dude literally plays 10-0-0. That's his
And
formation.
by the way, FG, when you're saying like, oh, why Paul Pogba chose United when there was a Real Madrid offer, it's the same thing with Ronaldo did by choosing Juventus, but for a challenge. So that was a challenge for Pogba. That's what he did. I can say the same thing.
The thing is, he's had 4 seasons. He's had 4 seasons. And guess what? This is the
Technically three. You can't really count this season.
Guess what? This is the 4th season, and he's not been playing, and he's faking an injury.
Okay. Wait. Actually, wait. Let me just take some super chats and get to you. So, Premier Mama says Angry Pogba was a brick against Sevilla.
Yeah, in the Champions League, round 15. Don't forget that, people.
And look, man, it was just one game. It was just one game.
Sevilla, bro. They could have went to the quarterfinals.
It was just one game. Relax. It's one game. Okay. Mr. Ntaha, please give us your number 2.
Okay, so for me, number two. First, I thought let me put this guy, but this guy's young, you know. Okay, he played 3 years in Barcelona, a little bit too harsh, you know, to directly put him into the worst.
Put him in, please.
No, but I think it's a little too harsh for him because he's young and okay, 3
Oh,
years.
Damn booty.
Don't do it, don't do it.
That's why I thought
Oh
like.
shit, man! Come on, that was
too
my
hard.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, definitely. I thought about that first, you know. So I think so. I'll go with Fernando Torres, to be honest. With the second worst player, or like the transfer. I mean, sorry, yeah, because this guy was like the brilliant striker. He's known as for his, you know, off-ball movements, really great dribbler on the pitch. He was like the most complete center forward at that time, you know, because people used to compare him with Drogba and all, you know, Wayne Rooney, and he was like finished fourth in the Ballon d'Or or something like that, third or fourth, 2007.
Yeah, he finished third.
Third. Okay, bro. From there to what? I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Like when he cut his hair, if you remember, like there was long hair. He lost all his accuracy. He lost all his dribbling. He lost his finishing. You know. Oh my god, like unbelievable, man.
He missed an open goal.
Bro, I remember it was like 2-2 with Man United, something like that in Prem, and like I think so. If he would have scored, Chelsea would have been the first spot.
Against United.
Yeah, so against United, I know. Yeah, if he would have scored, I think so. Chelsea would be in the better position to win the Prem in that season, I believe, something like that. And yeah, man, so that was like so disappointing for me. Like to see as such a great player, great player to like that. I mean, so I think go for a second. And by the way, I just want to add one more thing over here with respect to Pogba. Yeah. Bro, Pogba is too good for Manchester United. This guy's too big for Manchester United. Manchester United doesn't deserve this player like Paul Pogba now.
Mean, if he's too good, at least perform.
Yeah, no, he is because, bro, look at the system, bro. They're buying 90 million player, 80 million defender. Whose name is Harry Maguire, what are the name, bro? That guy deserves 80 million, 90 million defender, bro. Come on, bro. They cannot even, attract players like the leg. They cannot even attract, bro. They're struggling to sign Sancho, bro. Okay, let's see. Can they sign Sancho, bro? It took them 1.5 years to sign Bruno Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon.
Wait. By the way, one more thing.
Wait. Look at the players, right? They came to Man United, they became shit. Di Maria, shit, right? Went to PSG, again, great. Lukaku, who was like, oh, bro, he was flying in Everton, right? What happened, bro? He joined Man United, shit. What he's doing right now, great work. One of the best strikers in Serie A. I mean, so many players, man. Come on. So you can, right now. I don't hate Man United. I love them in the Premier League, the way they used to play in Fergie days and everything. Okay, but right now the club is in toxic environment.
Wait, one more thing.
Easy, relax. We have to move on.
No. It's a quick point. It's a quick point. After watching the Bundesliga, I can finally say Sancho is going to be a flop if he goes to United or Chelsea. This dude, the Bundesliga is like a tax-free league where the goals assists are like ×3 or something.
Okay.
No, but bro, right now
he's too small. He's too weak.
Easy. We have to move. We have to move, man. Abdullahi, give us your number 2. Second worst transfer of all time.
Please, can you check your Brick Academy? I need some players in that Brick Academy. You have not. I don't think you have seen that guy. He is the worst sign I've ever seen in my entire life. He is the worst sign I've ever seen in my entire life. You need to check your academy. Brick Academy. His name is Alexis Mr. Sanchez.
Bro, why is it number 2 if he's the worst?
My goodness. That guy went from Arsenal to United and he was utter flop. I did not see the game in moving from Arsenal to United. Do United just pay how much money for just a player to play piano for them?
Play piano for them?
No. If the piano is part of what they want in a player, I don't know. They literally signed Sanchez to play the piano for them, not to play football. So what? Sanchez to play piano or to play football. So we need to ask the answer. You just come to United and play pom 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 pom. No, please, where do you put Sanchez in your academy? What do you put? Class A break or Class A break? Where, please?
No, but look, at least he offered something. So
what did he offer? Piano. That's it.
Piano is something. No, easy. Piano is something. He offered something.
Oh my gosh.
Piano. Piano is a musical instrument. That's it. So United, you want to tell me all those United board and the chairman doesn't have a piano in their house? They call it the glazer. So they should have something like a piano in their house too. So they send Sanchez to just to play a piano. Pa 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 pa. That's it.
So how the hell has it devolved into talking about pianos, man?
And Sanchez is gonna end up like Di Maria and Alexis Sanchez. It's not taking.
Pop, pop, pop.
They play piano for Sanchez. Only God knows what they're gonna play for Sanchez when he signs it. Maybe they're gonna play guitar or a drum. Only God knows. I'm saying only God knows what they're gonna play for Sanchez for Sancho now. They play piano for Sanchez. Maybe they're gonna play like a guitar or like maybe like something like a drum. Bum 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 bum. Sanchez.
Okay. Wait. Let's get super chat. So I think this is aimed at Muntaha. So Muntaha, chill. United is bigger than Chelsea. Pogba is signing that contract. Well, Torres won a UCL with Chelsea. The only UCL with Torres. So Muntaha, do you have any response to that?
Yesterday I said to you in the Discord server, man. Remember, I said, man, United right now, that like how much they can attract the big players, and it's risky right now. And the situation in United is toxic. I'm not saying the club, the overall club is one of the biggest club and the best club as well. I have nothing against United, but right now the environment is toxic. So I think so. Pogba, will he really? I don't think so. He won't sign a contract. Yeah, so that's it.
All right, so guys, we're now at our number ones. We are now now.
I have the best number one by far.
Yeah, sure you do. We're now right at our number one. And you know what? This one is a bit of a weird one. It's a bit of a weird one, and you guys may find this a bit odd, but if you figure this out, you will know. But this, I have always said this for a long time, that this is by far the worst deal of all time. This is by far the worst deal of all time. And just to build this up is,
give us a hint.
When this happened, I couldn't believe it. And when I saw how things then ended up, I was like, and to this day, 2020, to this day, I still can't believe that it went through with it. So this for me is the worst transfer of all time. And it may be weird because well, but it still works.
It's a swap. I knew it.
Oh, so come on, man. How can he say wrong?
To this day, this is the worst transfer because hear me out. Because it takes everything into account. Edzo had just helped Barcelona win a Champions League, scoring in the CL final. And we already know that Ibrahimovic is allergic to Europe. He's allergic to winning anything in Europe. He has an allergy to success in the CL. So through Pep's genius, he lets go of his main striker to Inter. He gets Ibrahimovic. And when Ibrahimovic comes, he doesn't fit into the team. Is pretty much a flop. Yes, he scored goals and everyone can score goals, but he's pretty much a flop. And he now has to watch in the very next season the player who he took to Inter Milan lead them to not only their first Champions League, but their first treble. 1000% the worst transfer deal of all time. So obviously, from Barcelona's point of view, and again, look, Pep has won many trophies, done anything, but this is one of the biggest L's Pep has ever dished out. And which is why people will say that. Is there any? Because I've always said, okay, this is a conspiracy, not real. But I said to myself, wait a minute, is there any truth to what Yaya Toure was saying? Does he have something against Africans? Is he actually anti-African? But yeah, it's because that is why Edzo has always had that kind of chip in his shoulder and growth. 100% Edzo hates Pep, and if Edzo was in a private room, he would beat him up. So it just doesn't make sense. So for me, this is easily 1-1 the worst transfer, man. All right, so Hazem.
Yeah, man. For me, this guy, for me, one of the greatest strikers of all time. I'd say top 20, top 20 greatest strikers of all time. And this move ruined his legacy completely. And many people remember this guy's name simply from the days of where he went. And unfortunately, he ruined his legacy by making this move. And so,
Lewandowski?
nah, it's the sniper. The sniper to Chelsea. The sniper when he moved to Chelsea. From Milan to Chelsea. Shevchenko.
Oh, is this personal?
Yeah, I would say it's a bit personal because
I mean, he was a Ballon d'Or winner too.
the disrespect this guy gets because of this move, I don't understand. Like it just hurts so much because what this guy did for Milan is unbelievable. Like the amount of goals this guy scored, and what he did in the 2003 Champions League final when he was still in his early years and he scored a decisive penalty, destroying Buffon to win the Champions League. That was crazy. And 2005-06 Champions League, the last season, his performance was so good. I don't understand why Milan had to sell him, but his performances were so good. And even in 2005, 2005 Istanbul, we know what happened, but 2005 he was literally robbed of he could have literally sealed the game.
Yeah.
That Dudek, for me that's the greatest save of all time. The Dudek save on Shevchenko when he just put his hands to the side in extra time, and he could have just sealed the game with that. And of course he missed the penalty, but man, Shevchenko's legacy is huge, man. What he did for Milan is unbelievable, and for Milan he's like top 3 best Milan strikers in my opinion. So yeah, man, I don't know why he moved to Chelsea. In Chelsea, I don't know what happened to him.
What's called? He's really good friends with Abramovich. Very good friends.
This guy scored 4 goals in 30 appearances.
Jesus.
Oh my!
Look, man.
Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know what happened. And they paid 30 at that time. 30 million was a lot. They paid a lot of money. So Abramovich, he put the cash in. he answered the cash in. So how did he flop this bad? This is one unexplainable ones for me, and that's why it has to be number one. How much it ruined this guy's legacy because of this.
Sure, let me just.
Yeah, man, and because of that,
double check this.
I think, Azim, I think you are very right about Andriy Shevchenko about that. My goodness, when Roman paid that money, I was pissed off about buying that guy because that money was too much for him. But because of the way we explained it, AC Milan was kind of good and phenomenal. But how the hell were you gonna pay that kind of money for him? Because he was warned. This Shevchenko was warned when the Sanchez. He was also warned when he signed Fernando Torres from Liverpool. Yeah, Emenalo warned him. Why would you sign a player from Liverpool who you know is gonna come into Chelsea and get injured? But Roman didn't listen. That was it. He didn't listen. So we don't blame the ball. We blame Roman Abramovich for that because he didn't listen. We have too many bricks players in that Chelsea team who doesn't even deserve to play in Chelsea at all. I can keep mentioning from 2003 to like 2020 right now. All of them are they should be in class C academic right now.
Okay, wait. Let me just hit the super chat. So, says Hazem, he missed that crucial penalty break. I think he's referring to Shevchenko's penalty miss.
Yeah, bro, come on, man. Give credit to Dudek, man. That was great. But come on, bro. Like the whole team flopped in that game, and in that game, he even had a decent game. But come on, man. Like he was a break, but he scored the crucial penalty in 2003, bro. So like he canceled out. The 2003 penalty, literally, it was a 0-0 game against Juventus, and his penalty won us the Champions League. So yeah.
All right. So Gatlock, please give us your numero uno.
I'm torn on this one, to be fair. But
please take the obvious one, man. Please.
And I have two people here. But man, I think I'll just go with the man from Liverpool.
Oh.
Coutinho to Barcelona.
Wow.
I was perfecto.
I was going to go for Dembele, to be fair. But Coutinho's price tag is the reason why I'm picking him ahead of Dembele. Slightly ahead of Dembele. Because Bro, man, this dude has been a flop. Let's be honest. This dude has flopped for Barcelona. He had, according to
150 million. 150 million.
160 actually.
Okay.
160 actually.
Million euros, yeah.
160 million.
They still have
euros.
90 million to pay back though. They still have 90 million to pay back.
Bro,
too.
that is because look, when I just saw that and they said he's the second most expensive player right behind Neymar, that's the only reason why he's number one. To be fair, I was going to put Dembele as number one because of the miss he had against Liverpool. But don't worry, I'll put him as my honorable mentions. Continue, man. Look,
Okay.
this dude has been like, this dude is a one-trick pony, man. He's like the right-footed Robin. That's who he is. But the only difference is that Robin actually has more to his game. Relax.
Don't compare this guy to
okay?
Robin. Don't compare him to Robin. Leave Robin out.
How can I not? They literally have the same R1 trick they do on the page.
No, they
man.
don't.
Come on.
No, they don't. Robin is an icon. This dude is a long shots merchant, bro.
Are we talking about the same dude that was in the 2010 World Cup final? That same guy?
No. This is the same guy that won a treble in 2013. Okay, look, man. All right. Fair.
So, man, Coutinho has been shit, man. He was supposed to take Iniesta's role. And the bad thing about Coutinho is that I don't really even blame him too much for him being a flop in Barcelona, because that is not his team, or I don't really know what his team is nowadays. But back then, I didn't feel that was his team. Same for Dembele, because the team they should be playing for is a team that plays like counter-attack, like them club system. Heck, even Pep system could work for them. Going to a team like Barcelona, who are not really stable in managers and a one player merchant. I mean, come on. Because I don't understand why you being a Liverpool team where you are one of the main players and go like, this is the first player I've seen who has left crucial player role to go to beach player. Like, I don't understand why you just go to be second to Messi. Like, I don't get it, man.
Okay.
Like, you're a Brazilian, have some respect for yourself.
So,
He was second.
now we are now. Oh God, Sissy, now I'm now worried. You know what? I'm after you're gonna go last. You're gonna
My
go
battery,
last.
my
You're gonna go last.
battery's
You're
dying,
gonna
bro.
go
My
last.
battery's
So,
dying.
Abdullahi.
My battery's dying. I'm
Abdullahi,
on 11%.
because I know that yours is
I'm
going
on
to be so
11%.
stupid and ridiculous. I want you to just, you'll be the anchor. Abdullahi, give us your number one worst transfer of all time.
HH, please. You need to update your class B academic, please.
Oh.
You need some players there that should be in there. You need to update that academic. Some players are coming in there. I'm getting pissed off. We kind of watch some stuff I'm saying right now. You need to update that academy. I don't even know where you put continue. Maybe you put him in class A or class B. Only God knows. I don't know where you put continue. So I'm gonna mention right now. I don't know what kind of academic you put. Maybe class C or class B. I don't know. But you need to update that academic. Worst transfer I've ever seen, my number one is Danny freaking Deepwater. What the hell did we just buy Deepwater from?
Wait. Who?
Danny Deepwater. Please tell me. Where did I put that? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That guy need to be inducted in maybe class W academic. I don't know. He just flop from Leicester City, boom to Chelsea. I didn't even see any appearance. This guy showed up in Chelsea. Do we just pay almost like 40-45 million for a player? Damn. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say, Judge. I don't like it. From Leicester City, who just won the EPL that same year, and he moved to Chelsea, and it was flawed. Was like, how did they play with Kante? Now Kante is even a World Cup winner. You can't even sleep what Kante has done in his entire life. You want to play on that because you play on that Kante when he was in Leicester City. Now you want to join him in Chelsea, and you're a flop. We just kind of pay 40 million for a player who moved from like Leicester, who just won the Premier League title, which is, and they move boom to Chelsea. Why? You just spend 40 million on a player who should be inducted in. I don't even know what academy I should put in. Maybe you need to update my academy and just put him in somewhere in academy. Maybe class 20 academy. I don't know.
He can stay beside Double H.
I don't know, man.
He's relaxed. No, look, I have no idea why Chelsea bought this dude.
I can't say. Bakayoko. What do we spend 45 million on Bakayoko? In my life, I've never heard of the guy. I only heard of him in Monaco. We bought Bakayoko for how many money? For 40 million. And that guy was just
okay, wait, I'm coming. Wait. Let me just hit the super chat easy. So Science says Barca's board needs to be inducted. They could have had Salah and Van Dijk for the money they paid for Coutinho.
Wow.
May Barca born Laturo the next Coutinho. Barcelona's transfer policy is the worst transfer policy I've ever seen in the last few years. 100%. Those board and the decisions is amongst the worst. Look, they bought Kevin Prince Boateng. Kevin Prince Boateng.
Bro, don't disrespect bro.
Wait, but he did score goals and them helped them win La Liga though.
Kevin Prince Boateng.
Oh, Boateng was insane for Milan, bro. He did the moonwalk.
As in that guy should be inducted in Class B break, man.
Moonwalk, my foot. Okay, wait. So so Munsaha, man. Give us your number one.
Bro, can I say a club if you want to? Should I say club? Can I put number one as my club? As a club, or should it be a player? Okay, let me go with player then. Let me go with player because club will be too much. Okay, for me, bro, the number one, easily, man, Felipe Coutinho, man. Bro, this guy.
Bro, go with club. Come on.
Wait, no. I'll go later on because some of these, morons in the chat, bro, they will be like triggered, man. So let me go with that. so when I like in 2016 summer, Liverpool fans started hyping him to so much to such an extent that Barcelona was buying this hype. And there was
Liverpool pulled off the greatest finesse in history.
In the history, that's true.
They convinced Barcelona to pay 160 million for a long shot merchant.
They were comparing him to Messi.
Bro. Top of that, this guy is the third or second most expensive player in the history of football. Bro, this is not a joke, man. Bro, this is not a joke. Bro, like what he did when he came to Barcelona, oh my God! With that money, Liverpool invested on they paid for the Salah for the Roma thing because there was some due to pay for the Roma. Then they bought Van Dijk, they bought Alisson, and they won Champions League by beating Coutinho himself. Bro, nah, man, this is like the biggest L ever, man. And you know what? For me, I feel bad for a player like Coutinho. Because it's not his problem. In a sense, he was snake, he wants to leave the club. But I don't understand with the Barcelona, why you're signing a player in January of 2018, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, in the winter, January, where you cannot play that guy into Champions League. And you're already winning La Liga in that season because Real Madrid gave up in the La Liga. Okay, so we're focusing on Champions League, being pushing Champions League. So pretty much you cannot use Coutinho in Champions League. So what's the point of buying him by paying extra cash of more 50, 40 millions, to sign Coutinho? I cannot see oh my God, that's so dumb, bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. Man, this guy have to go to the worst. Transfer.
Yeah, no. For me, look, I sympathize because again, it's like the amount of money spent and how useless he was. Okay, do you know what? You know what I would say? It is easily the biggest waste of money in football history for a transfer.
Easily, bro. You know what? In that 160 mils, add 2, 3, 100, 200, something like that. Oh, forget about that. You know what? Instead of signing Coutinho with 160, they could have signed the prime Eden Hazard. Directly replacing Neymar with that money, 100 mils. That's it. Chelsea would have sold to Barcelona.
That would have been the same thing, bro.
No, but it's still better than Coutinho at some point because, bro, Coutinho, what he did, bro, he just scored 4 goals against Levante and Barca lost as well in that game. I remember that's the only highlight of his career in Barcelona.
Wait, just one second. Egg Boy Hero. Now, I think this is the same Egg Boy Hero from before. This is the same dude who, before Liverpool Barcelona's second leg, was on my Twitch and said, HH, there's no chance. I said, maybe there's a chance. He says, HH, there's no chance. It's impossible. When Liverpool did what they did, I never heard from Egg Boy Hero again. So Edward Hero literally took like a 5-6 month.
Yeah, bro. Why me? It's a year.
Took a year.
5-6
He
months
took a year.
It's
vacation.
a year, man.
Because I think
It's
that's
been a
it's
year.
literally mentally scarred him so badly. So Egba Hero, how have you been coping in these 5 months? Because I thought that I thought something happened to you. So I'm glad that you're well.
It's been a year, not 5 months, bro.
Okay, yeah.
5 months.
I think it's probably been a year or something. So look, Egba Hero, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're doing good, man. Please, man. So, because I know that would have been very painful for you. So, guys, we've now reached the moment of truth. Now, let's just build up to this right now. So,
Yo, my freaking battery's about to die, man. I'm on 5%.
People talk a lot about Saturday hangout versus Sunday hangout. Look, the beauty of it, these are two very different hangouts. The Saturday hangout, it's for everyone, and I think everyone likes to come in there, have a nice discussion and everything. The Sunday hangouts, I've known, obviously, Gatlock is a bit new, but I've known these guys for years. So, Montara, FG, Handsome, Red, we go back years. So it's about a vibe. And these are the guys who have embodied the vibe of this whole thing. And the beauty about the Sunday thing is people have very big characters and very big personalities. You're not supposed to like them. That's not what it's about. It's about these are just characters who you just have to accept. And the beauty of this Sunday thing is love them or hate them. These guys of this thing will say whatever the heck they want because of their huge characters. So
They're saying they bring
and FG,
the vibe that you guys share, I wonder, is it white that you sniff?
look, I sniff truth. So FG.
beef between
So FG has given us 4 blockbusters, and as right now, I am terrified as to what this guy is going to pick as his number 1.
Okay. Number 1 is a
So
tie.
wait, FG, relax, chill. FG, build up to just go slowly.
Balotelli.
Nah. This is there's no build up. I'm getting straight. This is a build up. This is a tie between 2 players from the same league, from the same club. It's Henrik Mkhitaryan to Man United and Dembele to Barcelona. 2 of these guys literally ate that Bundesliga up like they were like getting breastfeeded assists, 20 plus assists for Dembele, like 7 goals.
No.
Mkhitaryan had
FG, you can
23
only
goals,
pick one.
26 assists.
FG, you can only pick one.
Bro, what do you mean?
I'm picking both, and then after that, I'm gonna expose that Bundesliga trash of a league, giving players careers. I'm telling you, people, don't fall for Sancho. He's gonna be a flop. All these double-digit goals and assists, he's gonna flop at Man United or Chelsea. He's too weak. He's too small. That Bundesliga, they're breastfeeding careers for these players, like Mkhitaryan and Dembele. Mkhitaryan flopped at United, one of the worst signings ever. Then went to Arsenal, flopped even harder. Dembele, this dude's at a hospital. He's making a career out of hospital. This man probably got coronavirus at the hospital by the way he's looking at right now.
He was great in the Bundesliga, and he became even better at the Premier League. Exactly. He disappeared.
Match is gone out.
So you've gone with Mkhitaryan to Arsenal. That's your pick.
No, Dembele to Barcelona.
He said Mkhitaryan to Arsenal. He didn't say the Oos.
He said Dembele to Barcelona.
He didn't say the Oos. He didn't say the Oos.
He said both.
Abdullah, bro, what are you saying?
He's
Nah. I picked Dembele and Mkhitaryan for the for the trash they are.
No. I can only choose one, and the one
Okay,
I choose is Mkhitaryan.
I picked Dembele, aka
No.
Dembooty is the worst signing ever.
Too late.
Dembooty is the worst signing ever. Dembooty.
So no, sorry, too late. I've already so explain why Mkhitaryan is the worst transfer of all time. Explain.
Okay, where do I start with Dembooty, man? First of all, his name is Dembooty. That already is a bad sign of his.
FG, can you talk about Mkhitaryan, please? FG, can you talk about Mkhitaryan? Why is Mkhitaryan the worst transfer of all time?
Bro, Mkhitaryan and Dembele are the same players. The only difference is one is black, one is white. They're the exact same players. Both flourished in the Bundes trash league, that is, and then they both sunk at the Man United and Barcelona after they left that league. I'm telling you, people, if you're watching the Bundesliga, get help. You should not watch that league. That is the worst league of the top 5 leagues. I would even say that's even worse than the league. Any player can make a career out of themselves. And by your point, you said Kevin De Bruyne succeeded. The reason why Kevin De Bruyne succeeded because he first joined Chelsea and then he went to Dortmund. That's why he already got the Premier League experience. All these bums, they're all, dude. I'm telling you, wait for Sancho. I can't wait when that bum Sancho leaves Dortmund and it gets exposed. That's my final say.
So let me just hit the super chats from Rodney, who says, "Could Barca have won the CL not buying Coutinho? They were never going to win it with or without Coutinho. It wasn't only down to Coutinho." Gafok, is there something wrong with the camera or something? Like,
because it is not showing the bell.
so, let's just put it this way. I'm glad that no one chose the US. And because that was what I was afraid of. I was afraid of someone So I think what this shows is that despite the craziness of this hangout, people still know how talented he is. I know that saying he's transfer is a stupid thing to do. Honorable mentions. Guys, relax, man. Honorable mentions. Because after this, because it's been a long day for me, and I'm literally gonna sleep like a flipping dog.
Buffon to PSG.
No. Buffon to PSG and Buffon back to Juventus. Both of those combined. Morata to Chelsea.
Oh my God!
David Luiz to Arsenal.
Done.
What's it called? Villas-Boas to Chelsea.
I got the best one. It's Double H going from acting to a YouTuber. That's the biggest proof.
FC. First of all, I'm a semi-retired actor, so I can still go back. Second of all, FFG. Don't, because I see a lot of hate from you. And it's this
you can't accept
it's
that
this
Dembele
hate
flop.
that's tried to get you to put us in the number 5 thing, which was stupid. This is a good shout. Ben, take it to Liverpool. This is a good. Wait, what? And how? Based on what?
You didn't win the Champions League.
No. R9 to Milan. I mean, not R9.
Is he? Yeah. Now that makes sense. But he was way older then, so he was already past his peak. But R9 was much worse at Milan than he was at Real Madrid. Real Madrid, he was all right.
Good performances against Napoli.
Oh my! Oh, yo, Double H, I got the best one. Juju man leaving Real Madrid to go to Bayern Munich because Madrid won 3 after.
Rosario says that the US effing sucks. No, he doesn't. You suck. I want to ask you guys this, and this is something that I want to do. Wait, easy. See, this is something I want to do because I want to watch that Bayern Real Madrid game again. But I want to watch because it's that game that went to extra time. But I want to watch it as like a live watch. But we'll probably have to do it offline. So I want some Madrid fans and maybe some Bayern fans for us to watch it and study exactly whether that game is fair or not. Because we talked a lot about it, like I think last year, and I want to just look at those refereeing decisions. That's what I want to just say. I just want to just look at those specific refereeing decisions because I just think something there was crazy. So just before we ride off, what are your feelings about La Liga and Premier League coming back? Excited, happy, behind closed doors? Thoughts?
So I'm only looking for the Serie A, to be honest.
Honorable mentions.
Looking forward to what? The Serie A?
Yes, sir. The only title race that's going on. I mean,
wait, Lazio are doing nothing, bro.
They're 1 point. They're 1 point behind. What's the point of watching the Premier League and La Liga when you're the winners?
No, relax, bro. We have to wait, man, for La Liga, man.
No, but why?
You can't even say that with a straight face, Muntahad.
What do you mean when you can't say we beat Barcelona, bro? What do you mean by that, bro? Barcelona.
And then you lost to Ibar.
No. I'm still, for me, my money is still on Barcelona. My money is still on Barcelona.
Premier League and not Serie A, HH.
What is it?
Are you excited for Premier League?
I am intrigued for the top 4. the title is
Oh
is
man,
wrong.
just say for Chelsea, bro. You're only saying friendly because you're a
my thing
Chelsea
is wait,
fan.
see, my thing is this. Mathematically, of course, that Serie A thing is fully alive. Realistically, does anyone really believe Lazio have the experience, the mentality, and the character to
No, but
outlast
it's
Juve?
I mean, Juve have been carried by Ronaldo and Dybala, so there's a chance.
It's so interesting. Even if Juventus is gonna win, it's so interesting. The people who's 3,000 points ahead.
Bro, look at super chat, bro.
It says the Usis Hospitals got that appearance record. Why is there so much hate for the? Do you know what I find? Do you know what I find worrying? Every player that I cape for, people seem to hate them, which I find strange.
Yeah, because
So is it how I talk about them?
because you make them as if they're the best players of all time when they're like usually average.
No,
I mean-
but that's just how I talk, man. That's just how I
Unfortunately,
talk. Okay, guys, look, man. I am because this has been a long day.
this is my
What
honorable.
happened to honorable mentions?
It's been a long day. So, guys, stay true, stay real, and I will see you guys next Sunday. And next Sunday we'll talk Super League. Next Sunday we'll talk Super League. Peace out. Become a Football Hut member
peace.
and gain access to cool emojis on the live streams
Our
and get
night to
access
Milan.
to new YouTube content by
What's
clicking
his
the
name?
join button
Jackson
here.
Martinez.
And to view that new
Peace.
content crack, head over to the
Ibrahimovic to
YouTube
Barcelona.
channel homepage and click on the community
Barcelona.
tab over here.
George Floyd.